It shouldn't have the same visual asset as the other one. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, that was just like a weird glitch. Okay, at least everything's done and up and set and ready and should have alerted people and audio should sound acceptable. One day I'm gonna kill that emoji. Oh god, somebody pinged me. Okay, at least the live stream's up. Hello, Requiem. Hello, everybody. There's like a few people here now. How are you? I am. I need to just do a quick audio check. Need to do a quick audio check. How's the audio sounding? Do I sound good? Do I sound audible.com? I feel like I'm a little too loud, but I always feel like I'm a little too loud. Um, Good evening, gamers. Oh, Jesus. Good evening, Twitter. It's no, I'm not gonna say that. Uh, the struggles. Yeah, you weren't first. Immediate failure. Classic. Classic Sola L. You know what's interesting is I have my chat system works in such a way that I think I can track the last four messages anybody sends. I can like see everything you've said to me, no matter what chat you're on. I put everything on Twitter. You know what I found out recently? Instagram actually gets me viewers, and I don't want to have to post on Instagram, but I'm gonna have to post on Instagram. Like I just gonna have to. You don't see them on stream? They should be showing on stream. Oh wait, YouTube isn't. Is YouTube not showing? I can see it, but I guess it's not showing. What is that like a bug? Is that like a bug of Hold on, let me see. Let me see something. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Sometimes that happens. Um, okay. It may not be connected to the correct video then. Let's see if I can fix that. Uh, what is the video? What is the correct video? Is it this live stream? What is the video? Oh my god, I heard myself. Jesus. Um, why are we not your favorites? YouTube is literally my favorite child. I don't think you guys understand. YouTube gets everything. They get everything from me. And then sometimes people act like I don't give YouTube everything I have. I do my best. I can only do so much. I'm one person. I don't even know what version of the app this is. Cause like my hey Nessa, what's up? Hey Nessa. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing okay. YouTube suffers in streams because YouTube chat is just kind of really difficult to get visible along with Twitch. I love YouTube though. YouTube is my favorite platform. Twitch absolutely sucks. How am I? I'm doing good. I had to sit down in like a 1 hour investor call for Webtoon and I learned a lot of things that I don't like. I learned a lot about things I don't like is often my experience with um Webtoon. Like that is 99.9% my experience with Webtoon is learning something and going, I learned a lot of things I don't like. Uh I wanna I'm like, it's fine. I think for the most part everything's fine. Everything's working. What the bork is going on? Okay, this is the one I want. Hey Tomas. Hello. I have to change all of my widgets to the old ones. I'm using the updated chat and I think it's just broken and not reading YouTube. But hold on. I updated the chat and it's still not reading YouTube. I don't know why. I don't know why. I want to enlighten you, but first I gotta fix something. I'm having technical difficulties. Really, at this time of day in this part of the country, localized entirely in my kitchen, I'm having technical difficulties? What is even happening? Oh, Isaki. Um, Isaki leaving originals. I mean, I'm happy that she's doing that. Like, since we're waiting, I could talk about that. I'm super happy that she's doing that. Isaki is like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Isa's super nice, super lovely, super hardworking. The Webtoon schedule is awful. The Webtoon schedule is awful, and it's unflexible. I think that's the worst part about it. Webtoon refuses to be flexible because she directly asked for a bi-weekly release cycle, and they wouldn't give it to her. She even says that in her post. Um, and I think that's just really bad. I don't know how else to say it. I think a publisher that refuses to adjust is really bad. And the thing is, in Korea, they're not allowed to do that, if I remember correctly, because in Korea, like creators are allowed to stop at any time and come back on a schedule that works better with their health and their well-being, because like that's something that the creators fought for over there. But they're just doing this to Saki because they're not in fucking Korea, and I think that's absolutely fucking ass. Like they, because nothing is wrong with the once every 2 week schedule. They could still pay her for releases. She would be releasing at a slower rate. They would even pay her less, and they would get to keep a really high value IP. They just do not want to be flexible with her, and I think that's really bad. There's nothing more to add, because anything else I add is just like, I don't know. I'd feel like I'm talking for somebody who may not want me to talk for them. Okay, I've reconnected YouTube. I'm so desperate for it to work. Why is YouTube not showing up? Like, I actually don't understand what's happening here. Am I hiding YouTube chat? Like, what am I doing that's like that may be the problem? Because it could just be me. Hold on one second. I'm gonna like I'm gonna like open this in my browser. No, it's just not showing YouTube. It's literally just not showing YouTube. Um, you unlocked Gone in Tekken 3. Oh my god, get out. Anyway, the people going back to Canvas, it's a complicated thing. I don't think they're doing it because anything particular that Webtoon's done. I just think that like Webtoon told them this is the 411, and a lot of them realized that they didn't want to do that. I'm actually like, no, this bug is really bad. This bug is really bad. I'm sorry. I keep like getting distracted every couple of minutes, but it's because this bug is really fucking bad, and I don't know what to fix it. Oh, I guess everyone's going to Twitch. Oh my god. You know what's worse is it shows me it's like new chat member. Like, I just want, when you don't have ads on YouTube, when resetting the stream work, it's not the stream's fault. It's literally my stupid fucking chat thingy that's very well made and made by an incredibly lovely Russian man. Who I'm just really sad that it's not working, because it's been all reliable this whole time, and then like suddenly all reliable is like broke. I have to restream backup. I have to restream backup. This sucks. I really don't like doing restream backup. Um, because it's not like you guys know how I feel about restream. It's not a secret. I don't really like restream. Hey F, everyone's going to it. I'm bringing back. It's fine. I'm bringing back restream anyway. Okay, so here's what the deal's gonna be, guys. I'm bringing back the restream chat. Okay, for now, but I'm still gonna have the old chat, the faster one, visible. What that means is all your no good emojis are gonna work, but I'm gonna be able to read your chat like without a delay. So let's look forward to that. That's the good part of this story. Restream, why are you making me do captcha? I'm not a robot. I've been looking into a stupid website my whole life. Like, just let me fuck. Ah, traffic lights. Oh my fucking god! They're making me identify stairs now. I just wanted, guys. I just wanted fucking. They're making me do more traffic lights. This sucks. I'm actually so tired of recaptcha. I hate captcha so much. I am on the fourth round of captcha. I am on the fourth round of captcha. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I did four different captchas. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm actually so angry. Oh my god. I'm so legitimately angry. Like, I'm not in the mood for any single, no jokes. I'm actually not in the mood for any jokes. I'm so legitimately mad. I don't think I've been this mad in so long. What is happening? Okay, whatever. Whatever. We got the fucking link. Okay. We got full embed chat. Embed chat is coming back. I'm gonna only put it on the main display because I only need it there really. Because we're gonna be on the main display for most of this. Super sad that it's not working. No idea why. Okay. The worst part about reaching is none of the chat's like saved, so I can't even like do like see the old chat like visibly. It's not showing on screen. But whatever, I'll try and fix this when I'm off. Okay, let's like have a quick chat a little bit about the web people leaving Webtoon thing. YouTube chat's gonna work now. It's just gonna be delayed. Twitch chat is gonna be instant. Just so everyone knows what's gonna be happening. And let's have a little chat about the people leaving Webtoon thing. One last thing I want to say about people leaving Webtoon is like going to Canvas or canceling the series and rebooting it is that if you don't think you can deal with that kind of schedule from Webtoon, if you feel emotionally, personally, hey, if I fuck with this schedule, there's a video I need to upload. It just dawned on me I haven't done that. I need to do that. I mean, if you feel like you can't fuck with that schedule, if you feel like that schedule does not work for you as a person, I think fundamentally you need to really strongly evaluate what becoming a featured webtoon is for you. If you're getting that offer right now, if you're even close to getting that offer from anybody, even if it's not just Webtoon, anybody, a Webtoon, Voice Me, Global Comics, doesn't matter where the fuck you're getting an offer from. You need to really strongly understand what that means, because that schedule is going to be your life, and the contracts you often sign with these people mean that that IP that you are working on no longer belongs to you, more or less. Like, it belongs to you, but certain parts of it are no longer in your ownership for a time period, and that can really fuck with you as a creative. You know, like I keep, I've been thinking about taking the podcast more podcasty and doing more audio versions of this. And like one of my biggest concerns, even though it's not a concern, it's a real concern, but a thing that I thought about at some point is if I get added to some news podcast group and then I get bought out by some news podcast agency, I will basically lose access to this in terms of full ownership for a period of time, if not forever. And like, I would cry. I'm just going to be super honest. I would cry. So I just want to say that. Please think a lot. What's going to lead to Webtoon greenlighting less Canvas series? Webtoon's already greenlighting fewer Canvas series than ever right now. In fact, in the last investor update, we'll talk about that in a moment, but they basically will be greenlighting fewer and fewer IP. They'll be going for what they call more strategic IP. They'll be greenlighting fewer things from independent creators. They're going to be greenlighting things that they have more ownership and more control over. And that's something that happens in the middle of what we are in. We're currently in a recession, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. We are in a recession. And so while we're in a recession, in my opinion, you're going to see Webtoon and a lot of companies doing really strange things to kind of save money. And also being less adventurous, because Webtoon is out of their growth phase. They are now in what we would call their... When a child stands up and they're like trying to walk, and like they stand up and they walk a few steps, and you're just like, you need to stay standing or else you're going to die. Like, that's where they are, right? That's where they are right now. And we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into the investor report. But first, I got to do my usual thing. Give me like 2 seconds. Hey everybody, welcome to the Webcomics Hubcast, episode 7, season 6, 5, 4, I don't know what season we're on. I think we're on season 4. My name is Nen, your unfortunate host, and honestly, truly depressed person. And we're going to talk about We're going to talk about a few things today. We're going to talk about the Webtoon investor report that came out over the weekend. We're going to talk about my mental state after being after listening to it. We're going to talk about the fact that Gone from Tekken 3 is a waste of time to unlock. That's for old heads out there. We're going to talk about the Webtoon-Wattpad contest that is coming up and what that means and what's happening around that. And finally, we're going to talk about how Bella Thorne is dyslexic. That one is a joke. That one is entirely for me. If you know what I'm talking about, you're a real one. All right? That Disney Channel episode is ingrained into my mind. Like, just buried in my brain. Anyway. So, I want to start by talking a little bit about Webtoon investor report and why you should care. So, if you don't remember this, Webtoon went what we call public a few months ago. At the end of what was quarter one, start of quarter two, they went public. Webtoon went public, and what does that mean? Going public means that you become a publicly traded company. It means that essentially anybody in the streets can buy ownership of your company to a certain degree, or as much as they want with as much money as they have, essentially. That happened to Webtoon. They went public, and not only did they go public, they went public, and that means that they got split from Naver. So Webtoon is no longer Naver Webtoon. Webtoon is no longer Line Webtoon. Webtoon is now just Webtoon. This is artist formerly known as Prince type shit. Okay, Webtoon is just Webtoon, and don't put the word "just" when you talk about them. Webtoon is now just known as Webtoon, the company. That is their entire name, and that contains the global brand of everything Webtoon owns, including their ebook service in Japan, Wattpad, Yonder, and every other little service that Webtoon, the corporation, will own that's around comics and media and writing and books. That's pretty much Webtoon's like gamut of ownership. And I think they also kind of own the music company that's in Korea. I think that went under Webtoon too. I don't remember. I had to turn on my fan. But it's really hot in this room when I do things here. But that's like what Webtoon has become in the last couple of months. And now that they're a public company, their finances are now like completely laid out to bare. Anybody can read them whenever they want. And that's like one thing. And second thing, they are now kind of our poster child. So something that people didn't realize, what I mentioned, maybe you didn't realize, is that when a company in an industry that rarely has companies go public, like book publishing and media, rarely do companies in the book publishing and media world go public off of the back of just book publishing and media. When that happens, hey Fernie, I'm doing great, love. When that happens, everyone else in the market is looking at that company as the poster child for your entire industry. What that means is Webtoon doesn't make money. Investors are all over the world. Where money comes from is literally, they're all gonna look at comics and be like, comics don't make money. Fuck you. And then leave. They're not gonna be the push in terms of behavior, just in terms of whether or not this industry makes money and how much money it makes. And so, Webtoon, at the end of this quarter, the quarter just ended, Webtoon had to do what's called an investor report. And I want to just disclose something while we're here. I am an investor at Webtoon, okay? And I'm even going to tell you exactly how much money I have in Webtoon, because it's not a lot of money. I have $400 in Webtoon. That's it. I have $400 in Webtoon. I don't have a lot because I didn't need a lot, because I only needed enough to get invited to some conversations, which is why I have $400 worth. And I say I have $400 worth. I bought $400 worth of Webtoon. I currently have $200 worth of Webtoon. There's something to talk about there. Over it, bro. Anyway, something to talk about there. We'll get there. Let's move on. So, the Webtoon Investor Report came out, and it was a kind of good investor report, in my opinion. Personally, I thought it was a great invest. I thought it was one of the best IRs I've been to for a company that was just recently divorced from their parent company. If you follow me on Twitter, Unfortunately, Blue Sky, you did not get this. But if you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw that I live tweeted this. I actually live tweeted this entire event. The entire event because I was listening to the live stream and decided that it was worth my time to hold on, what's going on? Said that it was worth my time to talk about the entire event as a whole, and I did a full live tweet of everybody involved, who was talking, what was being said, and like how the financials were looking. For some reason, my one asset that I downloaded for this is not working, so I'm gonna put my backup asset of a random live stream thumbnail. That did not work. Holy shit! What's going on with OBS today? Why is like my technology like just breaking today? Like today is the day of just all of my tech does not work, isn't it? That's what today is. Sorry, I was like, I'm just, it's a rough day. It's a rough day. We're gonna use this image instead. Anyway, so I had the pleasure of being in the investor report, and I thought it was a good investor report. Why do I think that? One, Webtoon right now isn't just this massive company already. They're a company that's had to split off from their parent company. Do I need to explain what a parent company is to anybody? This is not a demeaning joke. I'm asking as a legitimate question. Tell me if you want me to explain like what a parent company is and why this matters. Because I don't want to waste anyone's time talking about it, but I also don't want to leave somebody in the dark by not talking about it. This is a serious question. Okay, so whenever a company exists, they usually are either the company itself. So like, think about how Nike makes shoes. The Nike company is the company that also makes shoes. But if Nike made a new company underneath themselves, like let's say they made a company called Noki, and Noki only made like sandals with the socks, okay? And Noki starts doing really well. And Noki's a separate brand from Nike. Remember, Nike is the shoe company. Noki makes sandals with socks only, right? Noki would be considered a subsidiary company to Nike, making Nike the parent company of Noki. Does that make sense? So Webtoon used to be the parent Webtoon used to be a subsidiary of Line, which was a subsidiary of Naver. So it used to be that Line's parent company was Naver, and Webtoon's parent company was Line. Then it became that Webtoon's parent company became Naver because they kind of moved up in the company valuation, so they got to separate from Line, and Webtoon had a parent company that was Naver. Everyone understand that so far? And that's when we started calling them Naver Webtoon. Then Webtoon went public. When they went public, what happens is you actually have to do what's called cutting the umbilical cord. You basically separate from your parent company to become a wholly distinct, separate company. As in, before, Naver could give Webtoon money and it would be considered expenses of Naver, right? Like just Naver moving money inside of their company. Now that Webtoon is a completely separate company, if Naver gives Webtoon money, it's not moving money within your company, it's loaning money to another company. That's what that means. You see how that relationship has changed? It's essentially how like when your parents buy you food in your house, it's just buying food for the house. But if your mom sends food to your apartment, your mom bought you food. She bought food for another person. Does that make sense? Everyone with me so far? Tell me if I'm losing you. Why would they do that? Well, doing that allows you as a company a certain level of autonomy. And also sometimes as a company, you get so big that your finances, like your financial health, impacts your parent company's financial health. A great example of this is, let's go back to the Nike Noki thing. Let's say Noki is making fucking ballin' money. Everybody wants to sock to the sandals, right? Noki is making big bucks. Well, when Noki makes big bucks, Nike's stock price and revenue gets affected by that, right? When Nike is the parent company of Noki. Great. But if Noki starts making losses or needs to do risky things that might need losing some money, or needs to just It needs to be an environment where they can own and spend their own money like you would when you move out of your house, right? Noki might separate from Nike to make their own company that's just Noki Incorporated. And they do that. When they do that, Noki basically is responsible fully for their own finances, which means that when Noki does well, Noki does really well. But also it means that when Noki does badly, Nike doesn't get affected. When you move out of your house and you do drugs, it doesn't affect your parents' life, really. Like, it doesn't damage their home. It doesn't reduce their finances. It doesn't mean Webtoon was failing. It just means they had matured. They had become a big enough, powerful enough company, and they felt like this move was a great way to allow Webtoon to grow without it being something that is so heavily tied to the Naver value. That's it. Like, when you moved out of your house, it meant that you could start buying property and owning stuff, and you could get married, you could get a girlfriend, all those things. You could do all the things that you wanted to do outside of your family home, and that gave you room to grow. Like, I think everyone here can relate to the fact that moving out made you grow as a person. Well, for companies, it's the same thing. When they leave, they get to grow in a way that they couldn't grow when they lived in their parents' house. Okay? I think that's really simple. I try to make it really easy. Naver is never disappointed. In fact, Naver thinks Webtoon is like a golden goose. Naver loves Webtoon. For context of how much Naver loves Webtoon, they authorized that before the company completely separated, Naver authorized that JK, the CEO of Webtoon, Junkyo Kim, they authorized that JK could give himself $30 million in just cash. Like, not in stocks. Everyone else in the C-suite got stocks. JK got $30 million in cash. Like, straight up money. And I think that that's insane. And also, we're going to get back to that. Put a pin in it. Anyway. So, now we know why a company would separate. Now we know what a parent company is. Let's talk about what's going on with Webtoon. Oh, we'll get to that, Thomas. We'll get to that, Thomas. Anyway, let's talk back to Webtoon. So, Webtoon as a company just had their first report. Basically, this first report for any company in the world, is a big fucking deal. Because what it says to everyone else in the industry is whether or not you make fucking money. That's it. And I want to just make it really easy for you guys to understand. Webtoon posted a $70 million loss. And that is actually a lot of money, because last year they posted like a $30 million loss in this same quarter. Why am I talking about millions of dollars? Well, when am I talking about these losses? Well, as if it's nothing. Why am I talking about these losses as if it's nothing? Well, Webtoon is a billion-dollar company. Losing $10 million is a rounding error. Losing $30 million is a rounding error. And this is not imaginary stock money, Kylie. This is like hard cash. Just to be upfront with you. It's hard cash. Okay? But losing $70 million when you're a billion-dollar company is a little bit more significant. It's like a rounding error, but not that, but a significant rounding error. And so it's interesting to talk about. Now, why did they lose $70 million? In the investor call, they admitted it was paying JK and the C-suite people a bunch of extra cash because they all got raises and JK got $30 million, and that contributed to the $70 million loss. But also, it's because before, Webtoon was probably getting a lot of handouts in terms of marketing spend, and in terms of marketing spend and maybe help with paying employees from Naver. But now Webtoon as a company, when they want to do marketing in Korea, for example, they have to pay Naver like direct money. It's no longer like we're just gonna spend a little bit of money on our little boy. It's you're like going to your parents and say, "Dad, can you do work for me?" And your dad saying, "Yeah, sure, but you gotta pay me, buddy. You make enough money now." Right? That's what's happening. So Webtoon's having to pay Naver for any marketing that they would do using Naver's services. Webtoon's having to pay all their employees out of pocket, so there's no more like daddy's wallet to save them. And Webtoon also paid all that investor money. A significant portion of the money that they lost was basically giving investors cash and taking control of the company as its own thing. And We all know they give $30 million directly to one guy. So that's really fucking weird. Why did they give him $30 million? I need to say, just to be really clear, I'm not that mad at them giving JK $30 million anymore. Like, I'm mad at it. Like, I think it's really bad that they give that much money to one guy. But if you don't know anything about JK, which is fine, I don't think most of you do. You're all American creators. JK is the guy who started Webtoon. He's not a random executive who's like just running the company. He basically picked up Webtoon from Line. He's the guy who like ran the team that made Webtoon in Line. And he's basically run the company up until this point. It's expansion, everything. That's pretty much been JK and KK, Ken Kim, doing the whole thing, but mostly JK. And like, I'm going to say something that is probably going to get me in trouble with my contact at Webtoon, because sometimes they listen to these podcasts. But whatever. Naval Webtoon subsidiary does not exist anymore. Everything's all Webtoon now. Everything's all Webtoon. And I'm just going to say this. The only people in Naver at Webtoon who I really think give a shit, who deleted their message. The only people at Webtoon who I think care about, who I think actually really care about comics are David Lee of Webtoon US, the current head of Webtoon US. I think he's like the CEO of Webtoon US, but the guy who's in charge of Webtoon US, David Chinook Lee, him, and JK. I think those are the only people at the highest level of the company, at the C level of the company, that give a shit about comics. I do not believe anyone else gives a shit. Personally, I don't believe anyone else cares. And I just want to say that because I think that's true. Everyone else is like a fucking exec, and these two guys are like comic guys. These two guys are like real comic guys. And everyone else at the top is an exec. Their CFO literally came from Impossible Meats, and his entire job is just to make them money. He has no purpose. He does not give a shit. Anyway, moving on. So, Webtoon made a $70 million loss. What else is there to talk about from the Webtoon investment? Well, if you read my live tweet of this entire event, I actually detailed a lot of stuff in there. But Webtoon is kind of an interesting company to look at. And we're going to look at this graph, this image. This is currently what they call their flywheel, right? This is not super complicated to understand. But what it is essentially like, this is Webtoon's admission of like how the company currently operates. Ignore the top and the bottom bits for now. Right now, Webtoon has 345,000 webcomics that are serialized. Right? That are currently serialized. They have 170 million monthly active users. They have 345,000 Webtoon creators. They have 24 million web novel creators that are like in their like cycle, in their circle. They have currently serialized 450,000 webcomics across all their markets and 55 million web novels across all their markets. That is how many things are currently in serialized weekly release schedules that they're paying for to some extent directly. In that conversation, the Webtoon CFO, I believe it was CFO. No, it wasn't. It was David Lee of the Webtoon US. One of the David Lees. There's two David Lees now at the company at the C-suite. It's really weird. Yeah, that should be all originals. That should all be originals. Stuff that's serialized or owned by them, that should all be originals. About 450,000 webcomics across everything. Kind of tracks. You remember, like, they're going to say it like that, but remember, a lot of stuff is, like, old and kind of done. So don't read too deep into it. If you see the section that says IP adaptations at the top, Webtoon talk about their IP adaptations, and it was quite interesting. It doesn't make money. So this is like stuff I got. I'm just kind of going over the little things I got from the investor report, and like, the Webtoon adaptations do not make money, but Webtoon thinks that they're a very good way to acquire new people. So like, especially the film and animation, I think the books make money for sure. The books make money, the merch makes money, but like as a whole, because the spend on things like animation and games is really high, they don't believe those things really make significant revenue, but they really value them because they think it brings in normies, new people to the environment. They talked a lot about the AI and technology for a little bit. I say a lot. They spent all of 3 minutes on AI and technology. It wasn't very deeply spoken about. And I think they just wanted to say that they were doing it. Like, as much as Webtoon has made investments into AI and like made investments into additional tech, they haven't really done much with it. Like, they talked a little bit about how in Korea they've rolled out some additional. They've rolled out this thing called an AI recommendation engine. So you know how on YouTube, when you show up on the YouTube page, what the fuck is going on? Why are there shorts where my videos should be? Sorry, this is like the first time I've seen this, and it's upsetting. What is this? What happened? There was only video. Why are there shorts where my videos should be? Why are they even like that? Like, they're not even the same shape. Whatever. If I click it again, please. Why is it like this? And why is the video on the right that Susan Wojcicki's dead? What? What? I'm not watching TikTok. I'm on YouTube. I don't know what this is doing. Yeah, I know she's dead, but this is insane. Like, why did I find out like this? This is actually very distressing. This is very distressing. Anyway, you know how YouTube recommends, I'm just going to ignore a few things. You know how YouTube recommends a bunch of stuff like this to you? A bunch of videos like this to you? Right? The way they do this is using a machine learning algorithm. The algorithm literally just looks at what you've read and looks at what you've watched and then recommends you things based on what you've watched, right? Every video is given a bunch of secret tags in the back end, and all those tags, like you give the video tags, right? We put video tags. YouTube tags the video also with a bunch of random descriptors, and essentially when you watch a video, a bunch of random descriptors are attached to your account, and YouTube goes, that user likes videos with these descriptors, and then it brings videos that match those descriptors. That's all the recommendation system on YouTube really is, fundamentally. Well, Webtoon's made their own, and it's out in Korea. That's literally, see the section that says AI technology that they talked about in the thing? That's all they talked about for the entire investor report. I'm not joking. I'm not kidding. All they talked about was what I just said to you. End of that's all they've done with AI and tech. So even they know it's not very fucking like going anywhere. And like, we've spent a lot of time talking about how much money they make in a way that like I've never heard before because they've never been a public company before. We've spent a bunch of time talking about how much money they make and where they make most of their real money. So I'm going to literally, let me see if I can find the graph. There's a graph for this, but I don't know if I can find it right now. No, the graph isn't here. But I'm going to say it like this. Webtoon, for everything Webtoon is doing and working on and making, Webtoon has admitted openly that most of their money, most of their money, comes from line manga, which is their Japanese branch, and Korea. What they get so little money from the US and just generally the outside English speaking market that they consider everybody, US, France, Germany, everybody, Thailand, rest of the world. They do not make that much money. But they do think that France is going to be a very immersive and meaningful market. They just don't know how to make it work yet, but they're trying to make it work. For context, Japanese users pay on average per year. Like for every paying they have about roughly the same number of paying users in Japan as they do in every other region, more or less. But the average revenue per paying user in Japan is like $200 something a year. Like, to compare it, in Korea, they spend like $80 a year. And in here, we spend like 50. I think the numbers are a little bit different now, but the ratios are roughly the same. And in Korea, they have more paying users. In Japan, they have fewer, but that has grown. And in France, they're getting more and more. But in America, it's not doing too hot. It doesn't seem. And one of the things that they kept talking about is the reason why Japan is doing so well is not because the manga industry is huge or whatever. They literally said the reason why Japan is doing so well is basically because the Japanese app Line Manga that they started and their ebook app EBIJ that's also over in Japan, both of these saw very quick, immediate, strong adoption, especially Line Manga, from really high quality manga creators in Japan. Like, that's it. Really high quality manga creators. And they were like, that is what basically fucking sealed us the deal. We got super high quality content and people were very willing to pay. And they said that in a way that tells me that they don't consider that most of the other content they got on other platforms everywhere in the world was never as good a quality as Japan's. Like, the Japanese manga base that joined Line Manga produced something that was so notably good that they had to mention it. And what it basically led to was that their payout ratio is incredibly high. Like, they pay more, from what they said, the way they implied, that they're paying more creators per total creator group out in Japan than they are in the rest of the world. And that those people are getting paid way more money. I don't know how true that is, because they could just mean like one or two people are getting paid a lot and then other people aren't getting paid as much. But that is the way they've implied it. Some of this stuff is not fully out yet, and I would have to, like, I don't want to do number trawling right now. I'm too tired. But yeah. But like, they've gotten a lot of really high quality content from Japan. That has made its way to being adapted by their group, Studio N, who's adapting a bunch of Webtoon originals and turning them into TV shows and animations and whatever. And so, like, they see Korea as the primary source of OG content, still to this day, with more and more comics there than anywhere else. But they see Japan as a major market. They see France as a major market. They do not see the US and the rest of the world right now as really major markets, to the point where the only good thing they could say about the US and the rest of the world was, we put out super likes, that's making money, kind of. And we do want to figure out how to make sure it makes more money though. And we started doing pre-roll ads before comics. That makes real money, but like, we haven't like rolled that out everywhere else. Like, give it a bit of time. And then one of the things that they also talked about was that they are they're going to be combining teams from Wattpad and Webtoon. I hope nobody gets fired, but they're going to be combining the advertising teams from both of those companies to create a US advertising group that will basically sell ads for Webtoon to make sure they get higher value, higher paying ads. So we're actually going to finally start seeing Webtoon ads being worth something, likely, if they sell them well, if the prices are good, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But Webtoon's going to be investing a lot more into selling ads. So we're likely going to be seeing some more higher value ads. We're likely going to be seeing way more advertising power, way more valuable advertising power coming to the Webtoon platform in the coming years. As I said from the beginning of this year, and I've been saying from the beginning, if you've been watching me, I've been saying 2024 is going to be the most interesting year in comics yet. And there's still half, like a quarter of the year to go. Super interesting. I'm super excited. That doesn't mean that every creator is going to get access to the high value ads. It might only go to originals, but more ads. I also want to say, as a European reader, we don't get ads here. If you don't know this, European Webtoon people do not get ads. Like, Webtoon readers don't get ads. I have never seen an ad. I'm not even joking. Like, whenever I want to see ads, I actually have to open a VPN and go to the US. I have never seen an ad on Webtoon. Webtoon is becoming advertising side hustle. Yeah. You really are a lol W farmer right there. You're a lol W. You farm the lol W's real good. I hate to say it, but you really cooked with that one, kid. Jesus. But yeah, like, it's kind of messy. It's kind of messy right now. But I have to say, Webtoon separating from their parent company is really fucking good. Like, they've done a really good job. I would sooner tell them to kill themselves than say anything good about them for no reason. But they're doing really well. They're making more money than ever. They're on track to make more money than they've ever made before this year, just in terms of total revenue. They've kept their debts really low. despite going into significant debt to buy Wattpad, they've kept their debts really low, and they are trying to utilize. They're trying to utilize a lot of. What's the word I want to put here? They're trying to utilize as much of their resources as possible. So we're looking at a webtoon completely separated from what you call it, Naver, who is trying as much as possible to use every resource at their disposal to make more and more money. And it's good. It's actually really good. We might see a company coming out of this with less incompetency. Now, here's the thing. You might be like, man, you said all these really good things. How the fuck did they lose money on the stock? Why are you down $200? Loyal reader, loyal viewer, I hate to say this to you. If a company posts a $70 million loss in their first quarterly report, they're going to lose money. And like Webtoon, God, fuck. Basically, Webtoon told everybody that they were going to make a certain amount of revenue. And they made that revenue, more or less. I think they projected $340 million. They made $320 some million in revenue. And then they made a loss in this quarter of $70 million. And that revenue projection wasn't just from them, was by analysts. Analysts said $340 million. Webtoon said they were going to do about as well as they did last year, or a little bit better. And they made $321. And like basically Webtoon not hitting that analyst amount lost them 30% of their market value. For context, and I'm going to show you where I bought. I'm going to show you a bunch of things here. I'm going to show you the stock price, and I'm going to show you where I bought. Google has not implemented. They've done it. Cool. Okay. This is me being very honest with you. So, Webtoon's been out since about this month, right? This is when they came out. I bought around here when it was $19.60 and $20.07. These were like the lows, and even when I hit this high, I didn't sell. I just kind of kept the stock. This was literally, this is the day of the report. This is when I was on a plane listening to the report. This is yesterday. To really bring that home, it was trading at about $20 at the end of Thursday. Even into the beginning of Friday, it was about $20. Once the day really kicked off, it plunged to $12.49. Can I write stocks off as a job expense? Yes and no, but no, mostly no, because if I make money from them, they don't also not job expense. It's fine. I'm fine with the problem, but the money's kind of tied up, so it's kind of off of my taxes anyway, because it's not capital I have. I've technically invested the money in a business, but yeah. So Webtoon has a monthly active user base of $170 million. I know what you're talking about. Basically, Wall Street wanted Webtoon to come out of this making $340 million as a book company who hasn't announced anything new since they went public, right? We're going to come up with making $340 million, and they wanted Webtoon to come out of this. Come out of this not with a profit per se, but basically saying, look, we're really financially strong. We're growing 10% year on year. Blah blah blah. They wanted all these things, and like what Wall Street was looking for was stupid. Like it just wasn't realistic because this industry is very different. This industry lives and dies by book announcements. That's literally it. Webtoon needs to take their IP, make a big announcement, make a big fuss, do the marketing, and they haven't had time to do that since they went public. Nothing new has really come out that they're screaming from the top of the hills in, especially in the English-speaking market where a lot of the investors are right now. Nothing new has really come out to spark anything in that space, and that's concerning. Right, that's concerning. But fundamentally, it's not that weird. They wanted unreal massive growth from a company that just went public and also had to divorce from their parent company. It was unrealistic. It was an unrealistic expectation. And it was a stupid expectation because you can tell how like despite how divorced these two companies are, the Webtoon valuation was the Webtoon valuation announcement that they made money, that they're doing well, was good enough to even affect Naver stock a little bit and give them a bit of a bump in valuation by about 1,000 won. By about 9,000 won. That's the only thing that really hit them. Naver didn't really post much in this year anyway, in terms of like real growth. So like they wanted like unrealistic growth. They wanted Webtoon to announce like they made some big fucking movement, and Webtoon just didn't make those big movements. They just didn't. They're not stock market friendly, and so at least personally what I believe is that these people are being a little bit short-sighted and not recognizing the fact that book publishing is very much about the book publishing and about the next project, and Webtoon hasn't had time to work on a next project. So it's still a wait-and-see game. If you understand what I'm saying, that's good enough. You don't have to understand stocks. Stocks are basically governed by a bunch of fucking people's feelings. It's meaningless. Yeah, now the Lord Olympus, yeah, Webtoon literally, like, Paris is making an excellent point there. And I'm going to see if I can, like, fucking highlight this. If it's working. If my highlight widget is working. Is it working? Is it not working? Oh my god. Oh, cool. That's connected now. Sorry, my chat widget tool is not working. Like a bunch of my stuff is not working once the chat is coming from YouTube, it seems. Or just like something is bugged. Something is definitely 100% bugged. That sucks. I have like this whole widget I use for like showing people what I'm talking about, and now it won't work. That's very frustrating. Anyway, I'm just gonna talk about it. Paris says in chat, yeah, now the Lord Olympus is over. They don't really care, have anything to milk anymore. There's some comics on there, but not as big yet. Yeah, Webtoon didn't do a lot of work in terms of developing what their next big IP would be. They didn't build in their next big three. It's just Big Me, bum. And like, they didn't build in their next big three, their next big IP. And so Lord Olympus is over. And like while they're working on a few things here and there and trying to like move things up the ladder here and there, they're kind of just in a little weird mid state of transition. And I think they did a good job transitioning as a company would. I think the expectation of unrealistic growth is just ridiculous, especially in the middle of a recession. I think one of the things that's really important to point out to those Wall Street idiots is that we're currently in a recession, and Webtoon is a luxury good. Like it just is. Comics are a luxury good, and so they just aren't making as much money. But Webtoon is posting higher than ever spending from every individual user. Like there's less money in the market, but people are more willing to spend their money on Webtoon. That's what that means, right? People literally have less money and they're more willing to not spend it anywhere else but on Webtoon. That's what that means. And people did not understand that for some reason. They didn't understand how valuable that was to comics and to books and to a company that wants to sell you emotions and IP. They didn't understand that. And that's a very common problem that media companies have to deal with when they go public. It's the problem that Warner Brothers deals with, the problem that a lot of companies deal with. It's a big thing. But yeah, that's all the highlights from the investor report. So a few people asked a couple dumb questions. 1 or 2 smart questions were asked, and I tweeted about it. I'm gonna just get the tweet because I actually wrote this down in a tweet. In lean times, people still want cheap entertainment. Yeah, 100%. And like Webtoon is great for a dying economy. When we are as you said, we're in lean times. And Webtoon is showing up saying, here's an affordable way to laugh and enjoy yourself. There is where's it? Yeah. So at one point somebody asked David Lee a stupid question. I don't remember what it was. But basically what David Lee said in the conversation was, and this is something I truly believe. I truly believe. Everything we are currently seeing from Webtoon as a company is from a company that is early. Like, I want you to understand something. Webtoon is one of the only book companies to ever go public that I know of. Webtoon is doing that off the back of just publishing comics and making $1 billion a year just publishing comics. Really, that's the only place where they're making money. Nothing else is really making them that much money. Publishing comics is making them most of their money, right? And so David pointed out, and so Webtoon is like super early on most of this stuff. They're super early on scaling this big, this fast. They're super early on offering multiple different products to multiple different markets to have them access, the books, the comics that they want to read, and still make money off of them. They are super early to this market. They're one of the first people doing this work. And I think that's really important to recognize, because what that means is that they're flying on their own fuel, figuring stuff out on the fly, having to make the rules of the game on their own, and they're still making $1 billion a year. Like, if they didn't give JK his fucking $30 million, and they didn't give the other guys their other like $10 fucking million, right? They would have only posted a loss of like $20 to $40 million, and it wouldn't have looked that bad. But they had to give them these fucking big bonuses, which, again, greedy as fuck executives, and there's a lot to talk about what's wrong with executive compensation, but we don't have time right now. What I'm just trying to get at is, as a company, Webtoon is super early to the game, and they're making all the rules as they go. And they've divorced from their parent company, so there's no more daddy's wallet to rely on. And they're still going to make $1 billion this year. That is fucking insane. Like, that is actually insane. I don't know how else to put it. That is an insane thing to realize. The company is basically fucked. For most companies, this would be basically fucked. You're doing everything by the seat of your pants. You have no idea what the fuck you're doing. And you have to make 900 different products for 900 different markets. And usually, everybody loses in this situation. And also, there's a recession. And then usually, everybody loses. And Webtoon is still posting, like, minor losses and on track to make $1 billion. Like, you have to be a fucking idiot to not see, like, what's good about this company as an investor, right? As a creator, we have different concerns. But I just want to talk about this because I think it's important to remember, like, how the money's coming in, what that means about the biggest company in the space, and like what you're going to likely see if another company goes public. Because this is the yellow brick road right now. They're making the yellow brick road, right? And if anyone else wants to do what they're doing, they're going to go all Dorothy on our asses, you know? Anyway, I feel like I just made a reference that makes sense, kind of. It's only up from here, to be honest, even with the recession. Yeah. Like, yeah, Nesso, you're totally correct. As more and more people get marketed to, they will make more and more money just per person, and more people will be willing to spend on them. Why do you feel sad, Thomas? Tell me. I want to understand, son. Like, I know why you might feel sad. I think it's the investor compensation, but just tell me. Tell me your thoughts. Um, Printing makes money, Thomas. Printing makes a lot of money. There's a lot of ways for artists to make money. It's just hard. Also, you need to remember, like, making money is not a one-step process. I'm gonna get out the whiteboard. One second. I'm gonna get out the paint.exe. I'm sorry, kids. But Daddy's gotta open the paint document now so I can talk to you. Anyway. Why have I done this to myself? Why have I done this to myself? I could just like live an easier life. Okay. It straight up isn't showing the line I'm painting in the canvas. I hate it. Don't capture cursor. Okay, cool. Great. Pirate lecture. Yeah. So I want you to imagine this is your webtoon, right? This is your web. Let's just use W. This is your webtoon. Whenever you make your webtoon, what you can sell books for sure. You can sell them big stacks of books. That makes money. But you need to remember that, like, you need to market these books. And an easy way to market these books is to adapt them to another thing. So when you make the anime of your something, it might not make any money, but all of this animation is going to funnel money back into your books and back into your webtoon. Making money is not a one-step process. You don't just make a webtoon, make a book, and then, Bob's your uncle. You've got to figure out how to get more people to be aware of both of these things, right? And that anime can then spawn merch. Let's represent that with an M-E-R. I'm just going to write merch. Can then spawn merch. And then that merch is bought by people who watch the anime, and then or people who read the webtoon, or people who would go from the anime to the book and then come back and buy your merch, right? Like, do you see what I'm talking about? This is not a one directional process. So there's no one way to make money. All these things kind of are interlinked. So webtoon is functionally helping creators, for as much as you may not like how they're helping them, helping creators run this gamut, because it's a difficult gamut to run. Right? It's a difficult gamut to run. You make the fucking book, then you need to get somebody to make the anime. You need to get someone to do the comic dub. You need to get someone to do the videos about the comic. You need to get someone to make the merch. Like, it's a very involved process. And so you can see how Webtoon, like, simplifies that process for you by just handing it over to them. And if you're a creator doing it on your own, you can do all of this work. Creators have done it before. It's just hard and time consuming, right? But you can do all of this work. It's time consuming to do, but you can do it, and understand that it's not there's no one line way for you to make money. When your webtoon can make money. You can pick up, it can get advertising behind it, right? Right now, we don't really have a whole thing of advertising behind comics, but we should. And one of the reasons I made, so I'm just going to open something here. I'm going to do a little bit of a self-advertising for a second. One of the reasons me and my team made Creator Studio for Webtoon, which is now, which should be going into public beta at some point, when we have time. We've just been working on the contest. One of the reasons my team and I made Creator Studio for Webtoon is because we wanted you to be able to essentially have that experience. You wanted you to be able to know what numbers your comics get, because if you know what numbers your comics get, right, it's a lot easier to, for example, sell advertising on your comics. And if you can sell advertising on your comics, you can make additional revenue. My point I'm just getting at here is there's a lot of different ways to make money as a comic creator in the modern day. It just requires you learning a lot of things really fucking fast. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe you guys need like a master class or something, or like a bunch of people sitting down explaining to you how you go from webtoon to book, how you go from webtoon to animation, how you go from webtoon to merch, and how you connect all these things together and cross promote. Maybe we need that, but let's not delude ourselves into believing that we are trapped and unable to make money unless we do one thing. And not a fucking masterclass, but maybe a stream. Okay, fine. Maybe I talk to an agent. Maybe we'll see. Shut the fuck up. Don't tell me what to do. I mean, that's a lie. Tell me what to do. I kind of like it when you guys do that. I'm joking. Also, whoever said don't give us permission to call you daddy. Somebody in chat has called me daddy before. I don't care anymore. I don't care, okay? It's Jover for me. Somebody in stream called me daddy one day, and I've just kind of I remember seeing the chat message and ignoring it on purpose. And I have just accepted that's who I am. I don't know who it was. I don't remember who it was, but someone said it. And I just remember seeing that message and just fucking blanking it on purpose. I fucking dono walled. I should get a dono bot so that you guys can send me text-to-speech messages. I said Happy Father's Day as a joke. It was a joke. I didn't think anyone was going to call me daddy. It was literally when I said that, by the way. It was the day I said that. Oh, it was such a fucking weird thing to read. Anyway. I'm gonna go watch Thriller over calling you that. You know what? I don't mind. Call me whatever you want. Call me Nen, call me Neb, call me Den, call me Ben, call me Jen, call me Ren, call me Renpai. It's all good. I think that was me. Don't fucking out yourself. I worked so hard to keep your identity secret, and you just write that in the chat. You just put that in the chat. You just put that on God's earth. Jesus Christ. You know, this reminds me of the decision-making framework that we discovered when we met the Sugandis. Wait, is that my name with a D in it? Do I have a D in my name? Damn, guys, I'm a D. Cool D Roger, Nangaman D Gamer. It's like meeting a mind goblin. Anyway. He's what the fuck? What's the D for, Dennis? Oh my fucking god, I hate you people. Anyway, so like, just don't delude yourself into thinking there's only one way to make money in comics. Also, you remember, like, let's like talk for a second. You know, you can make a webtoon and make a game, right? Like, you can make a visual novel. Something that people don't explore enough is making things like VNs or like YouTube like show like animatics about their work. Like, I'm not saying everything is going to make you money immediately and is going to work. What I'm just getting across is like, there's multiple different methods that you may not have tried, right? You can even try. I don't deny that these are time expensive and time consuming options, but we must also admit, and I think it's important to say, is like, they are time consuming and expensive, but they can be done in more compartmentalized ways than relying on the traditional method of going through anime and merch. I think it's really important to say. You can make a VN that's like a chapter 1, and it's only like an hour long, and it's only like a 2-week development process, and you use your pre-existing assets. If you organize yourself correctly, you can do that. Like, you can actually do that. It's not impossible. And if you do that, you can put that out for your fans, and it's a great way to build fan loyalty. And I'm not telling you to sit down and make like a fully fledged game or a fully fledged animatic. What I'm saying is, if we remember that we are at a different scope level than people who make things for a living, who are working at studios and shit, you can drop your requirements of what a good quality output is for yourself. I'm going to show somebody who I don't talk to anymore. But I want to talk about them because I think it's really important to talk about them. We're not friends, and I think it's important to say that because I don't want to give you guys a false sense of the fact that I know this person anymore. I don't know who they are anymore. We don't talk anymore. But I think it's important to talk about them. So there's a webtoon creator. Visual novels, darling. Visual novels. That's what VNs are. There's a webtoon creator I used to talk to a lot. We don't talk anymore. And they make this comic. You've probably seen me talk about it before. This comic used to be the most popular comic on Webtoon until 2016, 2017. This was the #1 comic on Webtoon. You may have read it. You may not. It was the #1 comic despite posting these numbers. Look at how low these numbers are. And think about, I want you to know that at the same time, other comics were averaging 10,000 likes per chapter, per issue, per release chapter. How did this creator do that? You guys saw the 4 episodes thing. How did they do that? Well, I'm going to show you something really fucking cool. They remembered that they're a person at university with a limited scope. Every chapter is three panels long. That's it. Every chapter is 3 panels long. 3 to 4 panels long. And then they would announce that they were streaming. And then they would do like additional community building stuff. And then they would release these 4 panel chapters, sometimes within the same day. What they were doing was capitalizing on hype. They had gained a small audience, releasing these 3-4 panel chapters like every couple of days. And then sometimes they would like sit down and draw them, and they would get away with that by being able to draw lower quality stuff. Yes, nothing is perfect in this comic, but it knows it doesn't have to be. Because look, these are literally 2 of the characters in the story. They're known as like the awful girls or whatever. And look, they're stick figures with hair. Guys, remember, we are at a lower scope. You can really lower your scope. Audiences are engaging with your story and you as a creator. They have a parasocial relationship with you and your work. And so, you can just do this. Engagement is more important than the numbers or the quality. Thank you, Tate. That's 100% true. There's 40 chapters of just this. Most of you release 5 of her chapters as one chapter. She releases one chapter and it's like 4 panels. That's it. This is the entire chapter. I want you to understand, this was published. Where's the date again? I've completely forgotten where the date would be. September 14, 2016. That's when this was published, right? This was published September 12th, 2016. She basically capitalized on the fact that, like, you may not get big numbers on Webtoon by having big, long releases, but you can get big numbers on Webtoon by having consistent, often releases. Small, short, quick releases, low turnaround times, released every 2 to 3, 4 days, right? Hitting on important story elements, like fucking cliffhangering your audience to shit, telling contained tiny stories. This is a very important thing. Remember, you are not operating at the scale of a fucking company. So why is it that when I say to you something like make a visual novel or make it animatic, you think I'm talking about you making fucking Inside Out or like Doki Doki Literature Club? I'm talking about like fucking, if you can make a 1-hour epilogue story for one of your characters that people love, and you put that out for free to your audience, and you take it from your audience, and the audience sends to other people, that is working for you, and it's still of good quality. It's just a reduced workload. Do not fool yourself. And I'm going to say this to you. I'm going to say this. I'm switching to the fucking main screen. I want you all to stop what you're doing right now, whatever you're doing. If you're drawing, if you're reading, if you're doing whatever, and just look at me right now. Do not delude yourself into believing that suffering equals high quality content. Do not delude yourself into believing that bullshit. You can make short, low effort work, and that will almost always be better for your mental health, and also will often be really good quality if you care about that. Like, you need to be fucking realistic with yourself, right? You're not under a contract. You're at your own leisure. So approach this fucking thing like it's a game. Think about what I do in these streams. Guys, one of my streams now is me drawing. One stream a month at least, I draw on stream and it fucking sucks. The last stream I did where I drew, I got 50 viewers. I got like 50 views on it. It's my lowest viewed stream ever. Go watch it, by the way. It's called Unusual Drawing Stream. It's literally the last stream. It's in the live section on YouTube. But the last stream I got 50 viewers. But you know why I don't give a fuck about that? Because on average, I get 200 viewers on streams at the end of a week. And videos get on average 1,000 views. And on top of all of that, I know it makes you guys happy. My most fervent fans, people who really like me, think it's really fun to watch me struggle to draw a fucking bird. Like, I'm doing that. I'm engaging with you over spending, like, because if you leave me alone, I'll be gone for a month every time between streams. Because I need at least a month to collect everything for another live stream, usually, right? So, if, but that's not fair to you. That doesn't give you what you want. So I can make a lower quality thing that makes you happy. And then that keeps you around for when I make the higher quality thing that makes you happier. And as a creator, you need to remember that. If you care about your audience and you think, oh, my content is for my audience and I want to make them happy, I want to gather my audience, you remember that sometimes you're going to make shit that isn't just like, that, you know, how do I put it? Sometimes your pussy is not going to be popping. It just isn't. It just isn't. And that's okay. Because, like, they want to be there for that, right? They want to engage with you in those moments anyway. And so you will just, sometimes you just show up in the hoodie, right, in the hoodie and the baggy pants, and you just say hi, and you, like, do a peace sign, and everyone's really happy to see you, and then you go home. Like, that's sometimes all you have to do as a creator. You need to embrace you need to find what your baggy pants and baggy hoodie style is, okay? Your pussy ain't gonna be popping all the time, honey. That's just how it is. That's how it is. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Okay, Sim, stop fucking laughing. Anyway. What to stream yourself doing? Paris, whatever the fuck you want. You can stream yourself drawing chapters. You can stream yourself knitting. You can stream yourself gardening. You know, one of my favorite chess streamers, one of my favorite chess YouTubers, he streams bird watching. I watch all the bird watching streams. In fact, he streams bird watching while playing chess games. He doesn't even talk. You just see birds on one side and he plays chess. That's the entire stream. You cannot maintain a schedule of being your best all the time. So you need to remember that sometimes your mid is good. And your suffering does not equal good. I need you all to, and if this is still not sinking in, I want you all to remember that Doja Cat is popular because she made a song called Bitch I'm a Cow that she made in like an hour. Okay? Like, no one gave a shit about Doja Cat, and then she made Bitch I'm a Cow, and then now look at her. Look at her making the same song for the rest of her fucking life. Okay? I need to say this to you. I need you to understand this, to internalize this information. Please, for your sanity. For my sanity. And for my book collection, which again, I want to remind you, you can send me books. Did I tell everyone that Paige sent me her book? Did I tell everyone that Paige sent me her book? If I didn't, I probably already mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it again because I'm really proud of the fact that Paige sent me her book. It means a lot to me, and I'm going to say something very, very honest and very, very raw and real. Paige, if you listen to this live stream, when I was on a holiday, I was having a really rough time, and I read Tenacity when I was there. And it just made me really happy opening it and like seeing this signature that you put, like that you gave this to me. Like, it meant a lot. Like, it's not that it may not be important to you and like whatever, but like it really meant a lot to me. It seems a little goofy to admit, but yeah. Also, yeah, I can show the book. I don't mind. Let me like, my camera is like acting up right now. Let me show the book real quick. This is the book Paige sent me. If everyone hasn't seen it, this is the book Paige sent me. Check this out. And then in the book, right there, Paige gave me a little signature thanking me. This really meant a lot to me. Like, whenever people give me shit like this, it genuinely like changes my whole day. Like, this is why I do these streams, by the way. Shit like this. This is why I do these streams. I have 2 books now that are just signed for me, that were sent to me because somebody thought I should have it. And I this is why I do all these videos. This is it. This is who remember no one Homer is like, remember why you are here or whatever. This is why I'm here. Go read Tenacity on Webtoon and Global Comics. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. It's so gas. It's so gas. I try not to, if you're wondering why my books always look really immaculate, I read all of them. I read all my books at a slight 15-degree angle where I don't fully open the book because I do not want to crease the spine. It's like a compulsion. I've never creased a single spine in my life. I've never creased a single spine of any of my books in my life. All my books have immaculate spines. I am the worst book reader ever. Nope, they're not fucking love. I'm gonna just show the camera one more time. This is how I read books. I wanted to show you guys this. This is gonna be a little psychotic. This is how I read almost every book I own. I literally open it like this much, and I do this. I like tilt it, and I read it like this. I read it like this at this angle. And because I don't want to break the spine. Sometimes I go a little adventurous and I do this much. But this is pretty much how I read all my books. That's why nothing has a cracked spine in my library. Like, this is a fucking game. This comic is a game. It's a full-on game. And I want you to know, I have played the game of this comic multiple times on broken spine. If you do that, I'll break one. Okay, if you give me 2 books, I will break one of the spines. I will do it because that's what you want me to do. But I need you to know that this is how I read books, like this. Like I read it the way they look at the little diagrams. My favorite book. Oh, this is another one of the signed books. This is one of the signed books I got. This is from Renchu, who follows me on Instagram, who I need to actually post on Instagram because Ren only sees when I post on Instagram, which is annoying. But look at what Ren left me. I'm sorry, I'm just being really gushy about the fact that I love you guys so much. Look at that. Legitimately, almost cried when I saw this. I showed this to somebody that that I took on a date, and like, because that's how important this is to me. I showed this book to somebody I took on a date. Like, it was the cutest fucking thing. But I just literally, they were like, oh yeah, they came into my home. They looked in my library and they were like, you read a lot? I was like, yeah, it's from my work. And they were like, oh really? What do you, like, blah, blah, blah. And then I just showed, I said, oh, because like sometimes my people, and like some of these books are books I bought, but this is my favorite. And I showed them this book and I showed them this signature. And then I also then eventually showed them Tenacity. Don't pre-crack the spine. Don't do this to me. The spines are important. You don't understand. This is important. Look, when I sell your books in 70 years, right? People are gonna be like, wow, these books are immaculate. I'll be like, yeah, I'm just the best bookkeeper of all time. Me reading. Oh yeah, I left my bookmark. This is one of my Tenacity bookmarks. Like I just don't like doing it. Even in my novels. Let me show you something. I've had this book since I was about 8 years old. Okay? And I donated it to a school library and I got it back from my school library. Okay? Can I show you guys? I'm going to show you guys something very, very important. This is my Famous Five novel. I love Famous Five. I know it's a really boring series of books, but Famous Five is really good. Look at that spine. I've had this book since I was like 8 years old. Uncracked. Unburdened. By soul. Unburdened. I'm so in love with this. Not a single drawing. I don't write my books. I don't do any of that. Every book looks the way I bought it. It has some wear and tear from age, but like it looks exactly the way, and from being in a library. But it looks exactly the way I bought it. I donated it to the library and I checked this out every week. Until the library told me I could just have the book back. That's so fucking stupid. Anyway, yeah. Let's go back to our work. I donated it to be a good person. Somebody was like, donate your books. So I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll donate my Enid Blyton books because, I know she was a horrible racist, whatever. But she was English. Like, everyone in English was a horrible racist. And so I donated them, and I was like, I'm missing that, though. I'm missing that, though. Dude, I used to have the Thumbelina. This is going to sound so fucking... Okay, don't think I'm a fucking psychopath. Don't think I'm a fucking psychopath. So thumb guards, like finger guards, that you can buy online for like sewing and stuff? I used to have rubber thumb guards that I used to read when I was like 12 to 15. I used them to read on most of my books. All of my science books, I used to read with rubber thumb guards because I didn't want to like crease the page too much. And I also didn't want to like fuck up the spine or leave like oil or food marks. So I used to use them on one of my index finger, one of my thumb. And I was using to turn pages in my little science books. Yeah. It's not that bad. Okay, y'all need to fucking chill. It's not that bad. I'm not a sociopath. I just like the books. Fuck y'all. You know what? Fuck all of you. Go figure out the news yourself, idiots. Bastards. Like, what do you mean? ... Have I been tested for autism? No, I am autistic. That is just true. I am autistic. That's not a joke. Thank you, Tate. Normal fucking person. All of you are bullying me. Thank you, Tate, being the only normal person in this room. The comic jam thing in the background. You're so good. We're going to talk about Comic Jam in a second, and then we're going to go to the next topic. I'm just kind of taking a break because I feel like we talked a lot about like work and math and all that shit. So we're talking about work and math and stocks, and I don't want to stress you guys out. So this is our little mental break before we get into the next topic. But I think while we're here, also thank you, Tate, for being a fellow artist. I think while we're here, can I talk to you guys a little bit about my comic contest? I have some news to tell you that you may not have seen, which is okay. It happens. And just to let you know what's going on. We're trying to find out if you're in danger. Blink twice. I'm fine. Okay, so just minor news. Two things. One, comic contest started. It's on the jam. The theme is up. We have a few things we need to fix about the website, but the theme is up. Prizes are set. I need to inform everybody just to make sure everyone. I've sent emails out to everyone who joined the mailing list, and when you and there's we're still working on a few things. One thing to say: the theme is open. You can start making your comic. Submissions are opening at the end of this week. Okay. We've had a lot of technical difficulties and a lot of personal issues, and like as a team, me and the other members of the team that made this website. So we've just had to like stall a couple projects and a couple things. But do know that we're going to make sure that you should be able to log in and submit your entries by the end of this week. And to account for our mistakes, we have moved the final date to September 9th, and there will be a timer on the website that tells you that. So you have gained an additional 9 days to work on this, just so everybody knows. So don't feel bad. Don't think you're behind. You're perfectly on time. So don't worry. Don't worry at all. Okay? Excellent. There will be obviously updates as the website continues to develop, but just wanted everyone to know all this stuff. And just feel safe, feel secure. The timer for submission closing will be on the website. Yes, there will be a timer for submission closing on the website. And just to also inform you, there will be a sign-up login system, and this will be good to tell your friends, so that when you submit, you have an account tied to your submission. I want you all to know that we will be sending you emails using those emails that you used to sign up, but I promise you, you will only get about 6 emails. Like literally, the goal is to send you only about 6 emails. Okay, if we send more, they will all be relevant to the contest. There'll be things like announcing like that this feature is working or that feature is working, or it will be to make sure that you know the last couple days, the last day, and also be a late submission allowance thing just to let people who are late submitters upload and let them know that they've got like X amount of time to kind of submit. Because there's coyote time on every contest I do. There's literally 12 hours of coyote time. So it ends September 9th, but really it ends September 10th at 12 p.m. my time, at 12 in the afternoon my time. So yeah, that's usually how that works. Cool? Great. That's what everyone know. But yeah, you can start making your comic. The theme is bubbles. If you're worried, hey, how do I make sure my comic entry is within the theme? Don't stress out. This theme is really vague, so you can apply it as much as you need. Somebody sent me a message saying, can I apply the etherealism of bubbles to my comic? Yes. I recommend that when you write your description, when you're submitting your work, to explain how you're bubble related, just hint at it, talk about it, or make it obvious, one of the two. You can make it obvious in the work, or you can hint about it in your description. It will just help a lot to make sure thing is on theme. Okay? Okay. Any questions about this? Then we can go into the next topic, because I want to talk about the Portal contest. Yeah, we tried to make the website look bubbles themed. We tried a little bit. It's not perfect, but I think it looks all right. And I think the team did an amazing job making the website look bubble themed. Also, for context, file size is going to be 20 megabytes. So you're going to have a 20 megabyte limit on what you can upload. And obviously you guys know the page limit and the panel limit, etc. So you've got 20 megabytes to upload as good a quality versions of that as you can within those. Literal bubbles works too. Like if you put literal bubbles, you can do more to it. If you put, if you want to go more thematic, you can too. Like we're very chill. It's a very chill theme. If you just want to put literal bubbles in it, that matches the theme enough. If you go super ethereal, super fucking fancy, super fucking, I want to talk about what bubbles really mean, bro. Yeah, that's also within the scope. So don't stress out. Also, somebody asked me about rule one. No, rule. Um, where was it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? One of the rules is about like making sure the comic is all your own content. Somebody asked me basically like, can they use assets? Yes, you can. You can use assets. Okay. If you're using like brushes and assets, feel free to use them. Okay. Don't stress out. I'm not gonna hold you to it. What matters is that the complete work is yours, and that rule the rule that made exists mainly to stop people from using popular characters or using their most popular IP. Like a great example is if Linda entered, Linda couldn't use Stepan's characters. They're just too popular. Like as an example, right? Um, it can be singular bubble. It can be singular bubble. It can be a housing bubble. It can be a stock bubble. Like it literally can be about that. It can be about like your social bubble. It can be about like your emotional, a bubble representing your like your emotional state. Like understand that this is a very flexible theme, much like Halloween was. It can be about the bubble. Like it can be about fucking Bubble Boy. Okay. Oh, that's not because Magic Fire. That's because we're trying to update that into the website. It will be on the website hopefully at the end of this week. There's a bunch of changes we've made that are not visible for you, but are visible for us. We just wanted to make sure everyone could see the theme and like get going, and then we would like implement the additional features and changes and corrections as time goes on. We're hoping to get most of those basic things working this weekend. It should be this weekend. It should be tomorrow. So yeah, only one submission per user, per entity group. So like if you want to make another submission with someone else, you can, but you need to make a whole new account. And you also need to make sure that the team that's submitting that account is different from the team that submitted the previous thing that you've made. So let's say I submit something myself, then I submit something with Paris. That's two different people, two different groups submitting. But like I need to make sure of that. And also, everyone needs to be credited. I need to actually put that in the rules. I'll put that in the rules tonight. But everybody in your work needs to be credited in your comic. That's really important. I don't like when people don't credit everyone working. Yeah. Hey, that's good. I'm happy you're having fun. At the end of the day, the whole point of Words and Pictures, as it says here, is to celebrate our craft. Allow you to let you loose, challenge yourself, and just create whatever you love. So if you're happy, if you feel like you can make new things, I'm super happy. Because that means my goal is achieved, and that means I can kick back and relax and start like prodding sponsors for next year. It's gonna be a rough year from now to prod sponsors until next August. I'm probably gonna try and keep Clip Studio and XP Pen and see if I can get like one more for money. We're gonna look. Guys, would you be mad at me if I got an AI comic company to give us money? And they didn't give us any terms. They just gave us the prize money. Would I be a bad person? I think so. I think I would be. I wouldn't like it myself. Yeah, I would be a bad person. I agree. I think so too. I do not like that. I said it and I thought about it. I was like, no. Yeah, I mean, some of them are really, like, they have too much money and no sense. It's a joke, by the way. I'm not going to any AI companies for money. That's a full joke. I feel like if I did that, Linda would kill me. Like of all the people I am afraid of, I'm afraid of like 3 people in chat right now, and I feel like all of them would actually kill me in cold blood if they found out I was taking money from an AI company for what we do. Like I know Linda would murder me easy, flat, one shot. I know Sola would kill me immediately. I know that one more person would like hurt me. Like I would be cooked. I wouldn't make it out. So like frankly, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that shit. They probably didn't even really earn the money. It's money they scammed from people. Listen, scam, entrepreneurship. What's the real difference? Okay, I'm done making this joke. I feel like it's just going to upset people. Anyway, chop, get to working and get to talking to people about it. The website's up. You can go to notwebtoon.com, or you can go if you want the easy URL. Please send it to people. Get your friends involved. Get them making stuff. Let them know these things I've told you. And I'm gonna try and they're all in the post in the Discord, in the announcement channel in the Discord. If you're on discord.webcomicshub.co.uk, go there. In the announcement channel, you'll see all the information I just said about the submissions and everything. And yeah. Okay, let's get on to the next topic. You're leaving Nesso right as I start the next topic. I can't believe you're doing this. Let's get on to the next topic. Okay, can we talk a little bit about the Webtoon-Wattpad situation? Webtoon and Wattpad are making a comic together. Making a comic. They're doing a contest. It's called the Portal Contest, I believe. Let me find the announcement, because I had the announcement and I've lost my what you call it? My thing. It's from a guy. It's from Nick from Wattpad. Let me just get the announcement. Ah, there it is. I found it. Okay, here it is. This is Project Portal. Welcome back from the boats. This is Project Portal. Wattpad announced it in the Webtoon Discord. It's a Wattpad project. It's called Project Portal Contest. Okay, let's have a conversation a little bit. And we're going to kind of go back to the investor report a little bit. Remember how I talked about in the investor report, the American market doesn't make a lot of money. I didn't tell you something, but I want to tell you that now. Wattpad has, I believe, an order of magnitude more users than Webtoon does. Wattpad doesn't make anywhere near as much money as Webtoon does. But because it has so many users and so much IP, Webtoon basically sees Wattpad as like it's floundering, it's doing nothing in their perspective. But they think they can transform that into something. So this Project Portal contest is essentially a contest that exists for certain web novels from Wattpad to be turned into webcomics. That's it. The contest is literally you select any of these 5 stories, right, that have been written in novel, they're written as novels. For example, Treasured by the Dragon here, right? You take that and you turn that into a webcomic, and then you submit your sample webcomic to them. That's it, right? You must submit at least 2 episodes, and you must adapt it, but you submit that sample to them, and then your work gets voted on. That's genuinely the entire contest, and it's only these 5. Because basically Wattpad has all these really high value, high engagement novels, and they believe that they just need to move that audience who loves this stuff. They need to get a comic. And that's what Webtoon is doing. Webtoon is doing this systematically. They're saying you want to go from web novel to webcomic to anime. That's what they're trying to do. In fact, I talked about this a few months ago, almost at the end of last year, but they've already greenlit a existing web novel, a very long-running existing web novel, to becoming a webcomic, and they're working on that right now. So this is all part of a wider project that they've been working on, and getting Wattpad involved in the game is just another step in that direction, right? We're going to be seeing them doing more of this. Remember how I said there's going to be less original webcomics getting greenlit? They're going to be greenlighting stuff that's all in-house. This is part of the in-house move I was talking about. Because these web novels going to Webtoon, essentially the creator loses a bunch of money on them. Because the creator basically goes like, well, my web novel is going to get adapted, but like Webtoon isn't going to be paying me as much, because Webtoon is going to take a bigger cut, because Webtoon is going to hire the artist and pay for it and get it produced and the quality that it needs to be produced and out. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I just mean that that's what's going to happen. So like a Webtoon loses a little bit of money when it goes into merch, and when it goes into, there's a little bit of value for the creator when it goes into merch, and when it goes into anime form and stuff like that. But a web novel is going to lose procedurally more, because it's going to get converted from one medium to the other more and more, with the creator getting less and less each time that conversion happens. I want you to know that the top finalists, I think the grand prize of this contest is $7,500, which is crazy low. Crazy low because Webtoon paid a friend of mine, wanted to pay a friend of mine for a very similar job to this, to just do line art for a podcast that was turning into a comic. And they were paying $60K a year for the line art for that comic. Just line art. Also, yeah, that is what manga and Korean webtoons do already. But like Webtoon is basically trying to do that all self-contained as a full company. Essentially, they never have to look outside the company for IP, is what they're hoping. This will allow them to essentially be a fully self-contained media machine. Remember, Studio N is their IP adaptation studio. So essentially, they already kind of have internal teams to adapt content. So what they will essentially be doing is running a fully internalized studio. They will be fully what's called vertically integrated. What that means is like the people who make the base parts of their content and the people who make the advanced parts of their content all work in the same company, and there's a process to go from one to the other. Okay? They'll be fully vertically integrated. That's what Apple has, by the way. That's why Apple makes so much money. Apple's a fully vertically integrated company. Webtoon wants to be fully vertically integrated for a media company. Super hard to do, super rare to be, and they can do it. And that's interesting to see. Also, they're no longer paying $60K a year for line art. They used to pay $60K a year for line art. This contest seems like a very simple way for them to avoid like scouting people and paying. You can only do 2 episodes. It's like a way to essentially avoid scouting people and paying that $60K a year fee and go pay a lower fee because these people are coming in through the contest route. Only getting say basically Webtoon getting to say like, hey, you didn't write any of this, blah blah blah. You're part of it. Like they get to basically pay them a little bit less. Because before it was you got scouted, you got paid like $400 for your audition drawing, and then you got paid $60K a year just for line art. But like that's not a thing they want to do anymore because it's too expensive. And again, North America doesn't make money. North America don't make money. Don't make fucking money. Webtoon going full in-house could be super good for indie, but that means there needs to be an alternative indie space for indie content. And that space needs to really focus exclusively on indie content. Indie content is an interesting thing to focus on because it's really easy to not fuck up. It's actually really easy to do well with indie content than it is to do well with companies and corporate creations. And corporate creations often have like a signature, but an indie company can like market on the fact that they have lots of different varying IPs. And there's a lot to talk about there. And there's people I need to talk to about that I'm going to be talking to about that. But yeah, I know it's why my eyes are there to Adora Burb. I need to talk to them. I need to send them some messages. If you have questions for them, DM me. I'll give you the answers. DM me the questions you may have for them, and I can put that forward. Because I have to set up a meeting with them. So I can just do that work for you for free. Don't worry about it. You can just credit me in your article. Just credit me in your article. I want to be credited in an article, so credit me in your article when you write it. I know. I love you so much for that. You know what's so sad? Same, Adora Burb. I too feel terrible when I don't credit people in my articles. So yeah, we're going to be seeing a very interesting kind of move because Global Comics' focus is clearly very different from what, just from the outside looking in, it's a very different focus than what I think a lot of people thought it was going to be. And I don't think that's bad. I think that's just the focus they've gone with. Webtoon's focus is like now into becoming this fully vertically integrated, fully in-house team. That's where they want to go. Tapas isn't fucking real. And all the other platforms are kind of just like don't have a clear focus on who they want to be. But with platforms like Uri and other platforms kind of coming up, it's going to be interesting because we can kind of see. I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting market. We can kind of see like a clear direction coming to each of these different platforms over the coming months and years. But who knows? They can all shift focus at any time. To the US, they're saying the problem is multiple fold. The readers are cheap. Ads don't make enough money. Readers are cheap. The ads don't make enough money, and the content isn't high enough quality. The part of the reason they've been importing content is because they don't believe the US content is high enough quality. I don't think that's a thing that they're openly saying. It's just a thing that's kind of an undercurrent belief. Um, yeah. What's Uriah about? Look, watch my last video about platforms. It was called Comic Platforms and You. It's near that the end of that live stream. You'll see it. I feel like I need to. I feel like I haven't paid one of my editors. Sorry, sometimes I just randomly remember work I haven't done, and I was like, have I paid my editor? I paid my editor. I just forgot. Like this is my the true pain of being me is like randomly remembering that there's something I need to do. I'm sorry you don't have whole studios, love. Indie content just serves people a very different way, and I think one of the other things is like we don't push people in the indie space to making certain kinds of content. We don't push them. We don't. There's no. It's only recently that we've been seeing really high quality indie content coming out. There's not been this big push for super high quality, super great looking indie content ever really in the English speaking market. Because indie content always got away with being like unique and different and quirky. But with the online age, I think we're going to be seeing more and more people focusing on making super high quality, just like right now, we're going to see more and more people making super high quality indie content. I mean, like fully indie content. People drawing full backgrounds, people drawing massive, insane action shots. We're going to be seeing a lot more of that coming up. You know, we're going to be seeing some Oyasumi Punpun level shit at some point. It's going to be quite fun. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be the end of this year into next year. Like one of my favorite comics I'm reading right now is quite honestly My Gun in Another World. Me and My Gun in Another World. Because like it's really unique and funny. I just wish it had like better visuals. I think that's what would make it sell. It's got a unique, funny vibe. It's an isekai made for the English speaking market, made for the TikTok audience, made for Gen Z, an audience that Webtoon thinks is super valuable. And I just feel like it just doesn't have that quality. But I think we're going to start seeing more of that. I don't disagree. The entry level is way higher right now, Kylie. What I mean is we're going to be seeing like manga award level art as like a very common thing at some point. Because I think that matters. I think that matters to driving readers to care about the entire space. Because like as much as we don't like to admit it, readers can be, and a lot of readers are very superficial, and it's a great way to get the average reader to join. Because as much as it's okay to suck, and it is okay to suck, we all need people like we need Horikoshis, and we need fucking Odas in our group, because they basically are the thing that sells us to normies, who will then just come and read the stuff that isn't very good. That's it. Normies think they want quality. Like I maybe just to make it a little bit clearer, normies think they want quality. I think it's a very common thing people think. People think they want the gold leaf steak. People think they want the fancy car. And they sit in the fancy car and they kind of fucking hate it. And so they just go back to their normal schleb life. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, is that clear? I want to know people's thoughts here. I'm like, I've said that, but I don't know. Maybe people think I'm stupid when I brought that up, because I think a lot of people believe they want the higher quality thing, but like really, you know, you're spacing out a little, so you just say yes. Yeah, easy to consume and keep up with. Yeah, people think they want the really high quality stuff, but they really don't. They want the like really schlep stuff. They want the normal average person stuff because it's a lot easier to consume and a lot easier to keep up with. And so I think that's just I think that's just going to be that's just the truth of it. But that still means that we need people making super high quality stuff anyway. When you're poor, you get used to having poor things, and when you have something nice, it doesn't feel right. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Tate. You get it. Tate's literally in one like text message, in one message in text, has explained why The first day I ate steak, I felt a really gross feeling, and then I went and ate a corned beef sandwich. Ah, like a canned corned beef sandwich, dude. It was a whole thing. Oh my god, it's such a good fucking line right there. Anyway, a lot of comics start with like beautifully rendered page of full color and gorgeous first chapter. Then you turn the page, it's currently black and white. The quality goes way down. Same deal. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Gene. I think we're gonna see a lot more people coming doing that first page, full color, beautiful render, gorgeous first chapter, every single chapter. But they're gonna release like once every 3 months. But they're going to be the people that give us as a community legitimacy in the eyes of the normie community, the normie group of readers. And I think that they're gonna be super important. And it would be great to see more and more of them in the indie community rather than them going to sell their work to publishers somewhere. Yeah. Okay. That's like the second topic. That's the whole second topic done. So we're in question time. We're a little bit early, but yeah, we're in question time. We're in conversation time. Ask me any and all questions you want to ask about any and all things we talked about today. Um, Tell me what you want to tell me. Are you going to participate in the portal contest? Tell me what your thoughts are. If you're a normal viewer, listen to this on your computer, please leave me a comment right now. Like, comment, and subscribe. I need those likes. They make me feel really good. So please like the video if you're watching the live or if you're watching it not live. And make sure to comment and hit that subscribe button. And now we're in the question time. How am I? I am okay. It's been actually really hard because if you don't know this, I'm 6'6". Traveling is really annoying. Like planes are really small, everything's really small, um, and people walk really fucking slow in the airport. And these are like very minor complaints, but it just makes traveling that much of a stressful thing. And I'm just glad to be fucking home. To be quite honest, I'm glad to be home. I'm glad to be in my chair. When I'm in an unusual place, I don't sleep very well. I can't work well. My brain just kind of works. I literally have to be in my home, or else I can't function. It's really weird. But I feel better. I'm happy to be back. It's not a flex to be tall. It kind of sucks. I'm only doing your comic Jan. I signed up, and that's all I know. I got the Luffy. Uh, so I got the Luffy. Think I don't think I just do. That's super valid, Street Pichu. But like, feel free to like ask me about the jam too, if you want to know anything about it, or you're not sure about what I think about that. You're not sure about what to think about certain rules or whatever. I'm super open to answering any questions. And also, if you like my regular stuff, I hope you stick around after you're done with the contest. Although I've seen you on a few live streams, I think I've mostly seen you around contest time. For the portal. Oh, you mean you're only doing my comic jam? You're not doing the portal contest. Okay, cool. Um, as far as the contest, I'm kind of not vibing with it. I have fun to those who do, but the jam is a lot better. I think the jam is a lot more what we want. The Project Portal contest just seems really fucking gross. I don't like it. I don't think it's doing what it thinks it's doing, and it just feels a little bit. It's not very well thought out. I understand why they're doing it. I think it's a good move. I just think that they would have been better off scouting people. Feels a little icky when they do it like this because they're essentially getting a bunch of free auditions. And there's people who are going to enter this because they want a job, and I don't blame them. If you're just entering this to get a job, please do get the job. I hope you get the job. Um, but like, understand if you're not doing this for a job, like, there's no value in being an excited fan trying to draw for this. Yeah, they only won 2 chapters, so that's great. But like, yeah, I agree with you. It just feels like you're gonna get overexhausted working on something that isn't even yours. So there's just a very low amount of emotional investment because you have to read all these 5 novels, and you also have to kind of read ahead of where you're actually creating because you need to remember, like, whatever novel you submit for might be the novel you end up having to create for at the end of the day. And what if the novel fucking sucks? Like, what if the beginning is really good and then the middle is awful and the ending is terrible? So now you have to draw a comic that you hate? That sounds so exhausting. Like, real talk, that sounds so exhausting. Webtoon suffering from the SpongeBob dilemma? Wait, what do you mean by the SpongeBob dilemma? Explain that to me. Also, Ruri, you're like, I hope you're doing good, love. You sent me a DM on Twitter. I think I responded. I hope so. I actually wanted to join both of your contests for fun, but I'm overworked. I have to give up this time too. No! Magic Fire! It's 3 pages! You could win a tablet! Look, Magic Fire, just get friends to join with you. You don't have to do it alone. You can join with a team. Competition website coming along. It's almost like the version that everyone needs to be able to interact with is almost done. We've got a few extra things to do after that, but it's basically almost finished, and we're super happy about it. The team loves it. Team's super excited, and it's taught us as a team a lot about each other. So yeah, yeah. Super. Thanks for asking that question, Red. I just turned a project I've been working on since January. I'm so excited to get started on the jam. Super happy you're gonna be on the jam, Cloudy. Last year your entry was so fucking good. Like I'm so afraid of a Cloudy sweep this year, but I also think we're gonna get so many interesting new things, and that's gonna be fun. You don't have to put a thumbnail. There is a thumbnail space for it, but like it's not the same thing as like you don't need a cover basically. But there's a thumbnail space because the way we display the comics, I can show you like a rough visual we use. Where we display the comics, there will be a thumbnail, and like people can go find your comic and shit. Let's see what else is there. Relying on one thing till it ends and then unable to have anything to replace it. Oh, yeah. What's my thoughts on Webtoon dealing with that problem? It's like the problem of every major company. I don't think Webtoon didn't rely on Roller Olympus exclusively. They tried to make other things big. It's just a lot of things they tried to make big fell off. Unordinary fell off a little bit, and hasn't maintained its like astronomical heights. And a few other of their comics have done the same thing. And they've tried to make new things. They've tried to make everything as fine a thing. They've tried to make a lot of things a thing. But Lore Olympus just kind of hits a certain market that is really hard to access. And they haven't really cared as much about their romance division as they should have. But with the firing of a lot of people who were in their action division recently, we might see a bit of a change in their focus. We'll see. Also, Paris, I'm super happy you're going to join. That means a lot to me. I know last year you had a little bit of trouble. Also, what if you're asking like what you heard about money on contest? I'm running a contest, a comic jam. I'll just put it on screen. This is my comic jam. You can find it on the website wordsinpictures.xyz or the easier URL notwebtoon.com. And when you go there, you can see our prizes. First place is $500. Clip Studio X Perpetual donated. The money was donated by a wonderful person. I just wanted to say that clear. Anyway. And the Clip Studio X license was also donated for first place, and they get a drawing tablet. Second place gets a 1-year Clip Studio X license and a drawing tablet with both screen tablets, and third place gets a non-screen tablet and 6 months X license and $200. And there's even an extra X license for a runner-up. I think it's super nice. It's going to be 4 winners this year. I'm super proud of that. I'm super proud of everybody who supported the team to getting this far. I really appreciate everyone for this. And you can join. You just need to start. The theme is already up on the website. When you go to the website, wordsinpictures.xyz, which is the website I have to say every time. When you go to that website, you can see the theme, and you can just start working on it. You have until September 9th to submit. Submission will be opening this weekend, and yeah, that's kind of it. Webtoon doesn't only care about romance. Webtoon heavily invested and indexed into action for a while. Webtoon wanted to make action a thing because they didn't want to keep importing solo leveling and overgeared and all that shit. They wanted to have all of that be in-house. And they really pushed for action Webtoon from the English market. And it just didn't feel good. It just didn't work out. It sucks. Hey, this isn't art fight vibes because I'm a good person. This year I'm hoping there's going to be so many more entries. I wanted to get help with judging, but I couldn't get help from the people I asked. So I don't know what to do. I guess I'm just going to freaking overwork myself again to judge. Yeah, they've refocused back on romance, and they have to because like the action stuff from Korea is doing enough for the action market, but they now need to look into getting back their romance audience that Lore Olympus has lost. Because Lore Olympus is such a general audience IP. There's a video I wrote. Can I tell you guys this thing? There's a video I wrote about where I was talking You don't have to cater to me. Actually, the less you cater to me, the better. I am very much like I'm very much an I love everything kind of reader. I don't have a genre I don't like. I don't have a medium I don't like. Like even if I say to you I don't like this genre, that doesn't mean I don't like it. It just means that I'm not as excited about it. But I love things in that genre. I read pretty much everything from every genre. Dude, one of my books is Famous Five, and the other book is a fucking choose your own adventure comic. I like limited color palette. That is a thing that is true. Radar Momo Gigi, but this is a bubble themed comic. Like I don't care. It's not enough to judge to move my opinion of you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Rachel Smith new comic isn't with Webtoon because she wants to make more money. I don't think Webtoon just gave her a good enough deal. I think that's fundamentally it. She probably went back to them. It probably just didn't give them a good enough deal. Like I don't like Rachel Smith commands a lot of money now. She's big money. And so like if you wanna appeal to if you wanna Rachel she probably wanted like a way bigger piece of the pie. She wanted them to have way fewer rights and they weren't willing to go on that. I respect her hustle. I think she should keep going up with people. There's nothing interesting about it. It's just Webtoon is a stepping stone platform. I mean, it always kind of has been. I think it's just we're now seeing um, we're now seeing the effects of this of this like stepping stone platform. So look, can you please put a link to the Words and Pictures contest, words and pictures.xyz in the chat for Red, so they can have a direct link. Thank you so much. Or yeah, Solo can do it. Thank you, Solo. Um, yeah, I mean, Radar is saying a really good thing. I'm colorblind, but it doesn't matter because I actually do on every comic I read. I do a full color analysis using hex codes. It literally doesn't matter that I'm colorblind. I still judge your work on like color theory. I have this really cool book from the guy who made Futura in PDF format. I can't find the physical version. I've been looking for it, but I have a PDF of it, and like that's probably the thing that informs my color theory opinions the most recently. And so it's not going to be in the judging booth. I'm just saying, like, as someone who's reading, that's something I look into when I'm reading. uh, I just got a DM. Okay. I mean, yeah, sure. I'll do that. Yeah, I'm like super colorblind. It's really bad. I have what's called protanopia. I'm gonna show you guys a little graph. Um, I think it's with types. So let me show you something. There's something called protanomaly, and there's something called anomaly, and anopia. So let me just explain something to you. There's something called anomaly in color blindness. So you probably see something listed as protanomaly. Like here it is, protanomaly. And anomalous conditions aren't they're not colorblind. Like they're colorblind, but they have a reduced sensitivity to certain colors, right? I have what's called um, I have what's called a non anomalous an anopic view. I don't remember the word for it, but yeah, it's called dichromacy. That's it. I have dichromacy. So what happens is I just can't see some colors, and like the way color blindness works is you don't just have none of any cone. Sometimes you have those cone cells. They're just bad. They're like you have fewer of them or whatever. Um, and so I have dichromacy, but I have a very weak form of dichromacy. It's not that bad, but what it does mean is like I'm pretty much red blind and green weak is the best way to put it. I can see some green hues, but I'm more or less completely blind to red. Like I can tell, I can still tell. I can tell something's pink. I can like, it's my whole life. But just making that clear, you don't have to use blues. You don't have to use anything to be colorblind friendly. I have a tool for my colorblindness. I don't use like a filter. I literally use like an empirical color measuring tool. So you never have to worry about being not color relevant for me. It just means it'll take me a little longer to read everything. And that's okay. I actually do enjoy doing this. I know what grass looks like, you fucking idiot. I hate you. I hate you. Because that feels like such an attack on me. Like, that feels like such an attack on me as a person. I don't know what grass looks like. It feels like, I feel like that was racially motivated. I think if my editor Requiem was in the chat, he just heard me say that was racially motivated. I went, huh? I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking. I'm joking. Just to be so clear, I am joking. Can you see the color of blood? Like blood is just kind of black. I guess is the best way to put it. Blood is like a dark liquid. I know what it looks like. It looks like a thing to me. What I'm just saying is it's harder for me to differentiate. And like, I know what it looks like. It just looks very different to me than it does to you, I think, is the best way to put it. And like, I'm all right. I kind of like it. It's quite fun. It's quite cute and fun. Yeah, baby. Um, yeah. But like I'm protonopic like almost completely. My green cone cells do suck though. They do fucking suck. It is annoying, but it's fine. For the most part, it has impacted nothing in my life, and I love colors. I read about color theory all the time. I love color theory books. I love all of that stuff. So it just never mattered. And what's great is I fully understand how it works because I just use hex codes. There was a time when my hex code knowledge was like creepy levels, where it was like I would sit down and like guess a hex code and it would be the color. But I don't have that power anymore. I'm weak now. I can only. I no longer have the hex code measuring tool in my brain. What's your suggestion? What is your suggestion? I didn't see it. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm getting a lot of messages from family. I got distracted. What is your suggestion? I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. I should cancel Paris. You know what, guys? Let's just start like tweeting out that Paris e doodle. Um, what'd you call it? Donates to the Trump campaign or something. That's how you ruin someone's career. Don't do that. That's a joke. Do not do that. It would be really funny. Your reputation in tatters. Destroyed. Yeah, the app can zoom in. The app can zoom in and it actually shows me like down to the pixel. Not Paris Hilton, Paris E Doodle. They're in chat. The app can zoom in. My color app can already zoom in down to the pixel. I can see what each color looks like. Um. Oh wait, no, you're talking about something else. So I said that the app that you can zoom in, you're painting or drawing, and when you zoom in, you have more elements can be used for comics. Yeah, it can, but like it's an app that anybody can get. It's on Windows, so yeah, you can use it for comics. I use it for comics all the time. It's super good for like the zoom in quality of it is great. If you sue me for defamation, Paris, I want you to sue me in Paris so that I can go to Paris, so that you know, I can be in Paris. I will leave that up to you to figure out what I am talking about. I mean, sometimes I make the edgiest jokes, and they're just for me. They're so stupid. They're not even funny. They're just existing for me. Sim, 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 you need to stop being obsessed with me. I am not interesting. I am the most boring content creator on the planet. You know, I can I tell you guys? I'm gonna tell you guys like a really stupid story that happened while I was gone. I was forced onto a chaperoned date against my will, and this person on this date kept asking me questions about myself. And for the first time in my life, I had to answer questions about myself that were very directly about me. And I realized in that moment, I'm really fucking boring. And I love being boring. They were like, what do you do for fun? And I was like, I read. They're like, oh, you don't go out or anything? I'm like, no. What do you do when you like, you want to relax? I read. What do you do? What do you do? Oh, I don't anymore. Anyway, what do you do? What do you do on like do you ever go out? Do you ever do anything? Oh, entries doesn't work yet, Red. That's why I said the website's still being finished. But you can just use the theme. It's on the homepage. That will be done this weekend, Red, just so you know. Anyway, they were like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, what do you do when you do go out? I was like, when I go out, I go to art galleries and libraries, and then I read. Do you order takeout? Not really. I cook. Do you watch movies? Not really, unless they're movies about books I've read. Do you like do anything else? I play music, but mostly it's music theory. I don't actually really play music. I just study music theory, so I just read more. And that's oh yeah, that was the whole conversation. Was this right? It was like, do you care about politics? Um, yeah, I usually read newspapers about politics. They were like, and they literally asked the question, they're like, damn, you must really like books. And I said, and I shit you not, no, I don't actually like books that much. I have other passions. And they were like, what? And I said, the contents of the books. Bro, I'm cooked. I'm fully cooked as a human being. It's actually over for me. There is. I've never had to answer these questions before. And now I'm realizing, Jesus, I am devoid. Also, what if you could ask me whatever you want, honey? Oh my God. I am devoid. And I just sat there going, what the fuck? Like, because I was confused. Because that's what I was saying. I think the worst part of it was oh yeah. They were like, what do you normally buy when you go? I was like, oh, super weird indie stuff. And they're like, tell me about one of them. And I couldn't think of anything because I hadn't actually like I couldn't think of any book, but I could only think of, and I shit you not, my book on how to think when you write by the Etherington brothers. And so I just spoke about how to think when you write by the Etherington brothers, which is just a book about how to write books. I'm cooked. Guys, it's over for me. Actually, no, I'm gonna ask for wisdom from my elders. Linda, Linda, am I cooked? Also, what if please avoid using popular cities. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean that rule exists literally to avoid people using things like Genshin Empire characters or characters that are in like sold books and shit like that. And also just existing characters, really. Like, just try to avoid using existing characters that you're already telling other stories with when you can make some new characters for this story. But this is mainly to avoid people using, like, Batman and Genshin Empire characters and shit like that. That's what it's mainly to avoid, if that makes sense. I don't think Linda's here. Oh my God, Linda's gone. Linda's gone. Linda's not here to give us advice. Save us. Where is the wisdom in my life? Without Linda, we have no guidance. We're fucked. It's over. Yeah, your own OCs are fine. You're good. Your own OCs are fine. I'm not picking on you, Kylie. Just don't fucking use Genshin Impact characters. Like, try to avoid using stuff that already exists. Try. This is a great time to make something new. But if you must use your own OCs, I'm not going to complain. But please avoid using like really popular stuff that's already in books, Genshin, all that stuff that's already in novels and like stories that are being told and sold in stores. Try and avoid using them. Just try. Like there's obviously the egregious don't fucking use it, but like there's also like if you just use it, if you just sold your book, whatever. Red, there is thumbnail space, honey. There's gonna be thumbnail space. You're gonna be able to upload a little thumbnail for your comic. I promise. So your life is now mine, Red. I just accepted that somebody just started calling me hubby. And like nothing in my brain went, what is wrong with that? I just let that happen. What the fuck? What? Like I just let that happen to me. I'm actually so cooked. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. What? I don't even care. Like I'm not even upset. I just it didn't dawn on me. This is happening again. This keeps happening. I'm basic. Like what? I've been trying listening to Make Up Daily for like years. When I said, yeah, it would be a great time to step away from them. You know, maybe it'd be a great time to really explore your action art, Paris, for you, if you want to. I think, or like, you've actually done a lot of action exploration lately. It might be a great time to explore your character art, like just very deeply. Because only 3 pages, so you can do some really deep, detailed character art and really like kind of figure out your limits there. That'd be really fun to see from you. Is the hub fam spooky? Swoinks. Don't. Guys, what is this Gen Z language? If you guys start typing like that, I'm going to start saying, what the Sigma? I'm not even joking. I'm going to start saying, what the Sigma? I'm going to start saying, skibbity riz. Gyat. And all of that. I'm going to start saying that. What the skibbity? I'm going to become a master of yapology. Don't push me. What is the skibbity phantom tax riz? Hold on, one second. It boy, skibbity. My favorite song right now is a Baby No Money song called It Boy. I love it. But like there's a brain rot version. I'm going to play it. It's gonna play on the audio. I'm actually gonna switch to I'm not going to any conventions this year. I might be going to Thought Bubble. That's kind of up in the air right now. My Korean trip is kind of fucked, if I'm being honest with you. A lot of little things have gone wrong, and it's really fucking with me. It's making it hard to go to Korea. But I'm just gonna go to Thought Bubble if nothing else. If everything else fucking fails, I'm going to Thought Bubble, and I've got that, which is great. Yeah, I'm just happy to be at Thought Bubble. That's the main thing I'm happy to be at. I might go to New York Comic Con if I have the money saved, that kind of shit. But Korea just kind of like fucking tanked itself in the last like 3 weeks. It's like really annoying. Anyway, this is the brain rot video I was thinking about.
T skibbity bussing edge me edge me I am ICE bing chillin' eat my cream edge me edge me.
This is all I've been listening to the last week. I'm not even joking. Like I just turned this on because I've been listening to It Boy and then this came on and I'm done. I think it might be a great time to explore some comedy and romance. That'll be good. I rescind the nice thing I said. Ohio Riz Sigma indeed. What the McChick? Okay, no one's saying that. I don't believe you if you say anyone's saying that. No one, no young person is saying that. Ah, after this contest, guys, you know what I want to do? Actually, I mean, we're going to talk about it, guys. What do you think about a webcomics awards? Webcomics awards. Fuck it, like just webcomics, just for webcomics, only webcomics. Yeah, we did talk about it before. I'm still thinking about it. I wanna do that. I want to do something like that. I want it to be that I run this event, this like contest, and then the webcomic awards come up. The webcomic awards come up, and it's me announcing the winners of this contest at the webcomic awards, awarding them at the webcomic awards, and it's all digital. And it's like a kind of a mini convention live stream thing. Like even if we can get a couple hundred people every year, that'd be super great. Um, Not like a server, like a live streamed show that is the webcomic awards, like a live streamed event. And like everybody gets to nominate people. It's voted on. It's decisioned, and then like a live streamed event that is called the webcomic awards. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good, hon. You're good. Oh, sorry, I just realized why I think I just found out why chat wasn't working. But like, yeah, full webcomic awards. Like isn't that Ignatz plus XPS but digital, all digital, and one that actually lets you enter publisher or not. And so it's like actually finding the most interesting stuff on the web. Oh, when the website is done, no comics will be read until the end of the event. I might read a few of them because I think it's like fun to engage with the contest ones, but only at the end of the event to avoid biasing the information. I might show sneak peeks and shots of each comic, of random comics, just random ones, but you're not gonna see me posting like this is a comic I love, like reading a specific comic. I think I'd be giving it favoritism. Um, yeah, I think it'd be a really good thing to do an event like the comic award, web comic awards. I just keep thinking about it, and it's like pervading my brain. I think it raises awareness. I think it's really important. But I think this is the thing. I think webcomics is an incredibly untapped market for advertising. I've been saying this for years that in the advertising game, webcomics is not king. Webcomics does not have the same respect that I think every other every other industry in this space gets. Like I just don't think it gets that same respect. And so something that's really important to me personally is being able to bring that respect back. And I think an awards is the greatest way to bring that respect back. Also, I fixed chat. I fixed chat. Chat's back. Um, I mean, Paris. Everything I do is pushing myself too hard and my friends too hard. I love I just want no. I know I can do whatever I want, right? What I'm wondering is whether or not it's a good idea. Like that's the thing, you know, whether or not people even think we need it. Maybe it's just like me being like fallacious. I'm still thinking about it. I don't know. I think, but my main thing is I think webcomics is an incredibly untapped market for advertising. And I think an awards is a great place to do a lot of advertising at once. And I think if we can guarantee certain viewer numbers, we could do a shit ton of monetary advertising, like just getting things that we can getting money that we can use to run the event again and again and again and again. Um, Especially because it's as long as we can advertise some brands, we get to do awards. I think that's good. What's a little bit of brand advertising in the face of awards and like straight money? Like they give us straight money. Yeah, like the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. But um, like the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, like that. But like not shit. Like not the same things winning every time. Like this time, it's such a varied selection of things. And like maybe the awards, like, and we can bring back the journalism award, because I need to bring back the comics journalism award, because they took it away from the Eisners. And I think that's a fucking travesty. I think that is an insult to this industry that they did that. Yeah, an acrylic speech bubble keychain would be super cool as an award. Just an acrylic speech bubble would be awesome. It could eventually have a location. That'd be cool. It could eventually have a location and still be live streamed, but that's probably like a 10-year thing. But I would love to do the event. But God, it's going to mean I'm doing so much work. It's going to mean doing so much work. Organizing events like this are hard. You got to get people and brands, and then you got to like do a program. Oh, I need to hire someone. I need a new team member. I need to hire someone. I need a new team member. I need to hire someone. That's gonna fucking suck. That's gonna suck. And then I need to do like mail lists to get people to enter. Ah. I mean, I could perish for the sake of this industry. I will happily perish for this industry. That is actually the reason why I wanted to make a webcomic award, because I think Rachel is one of the greatest creators of our time. She's doing the most for our industry. And I'm not saying that to be a joke. It's not a bit. I think Rachel is one of the most important comic creators ever. Like, period. She managed to create she has upended in the comic space a lot of the beliefs that comics were exclusively from, that comics only marketed best to men, the comics sold best for men, that men were the primary demographic to target. She has fully changed that, like brought romance back to the forefront of comics. And you can say what a lot of other webtoons did, but nothing did it the way Laura Olympus did. She did it like the best. And she's been graceful and interesting and lovely while doing all of that. Um, and like she has no scandals. Unlike the true beauty creator, she did not commit tax fraud. Like, she's done all of this while being a lovely person. Like, I think that's really important to note. And like, she's hit highs that most creators will not hit in their careers. And she's a female creator, and she's an older person. And I don't mean like older, like 60 or whatever. She's like, I think she's like in her 40s. And like, it's just all these little things proving that you don't need to be a young man to make good comics. You don't need to be young to make good comics. You don't even need to be a man to make good comics. That's something that the industry has not learned to accept. And like, she just fucking upended all of that by herself. Other creators did too, but she did that like in big splash way, you know? And like, I think she's like super important to the industry. So I do think she genuinely deserves multiple awards. I just think her winning a third Eisner is almost like the Eisners have nothing to look for, you know? Like, it makes them feel like they just don't have any. Their pool of stuff they're looking at is so small. And I think that's sad. That's sad to see. I'm happy she won on the last day of her publishing, though. Good for her. And Aurora Borealis, in the middle of the night while winning an award. Good for her. Look, I'm not saying people like Tracy don't matter. I'm just saying that like Rachel did it big. That's my point. Rachel did it bigger. Like, everyone's done super important things, but Rachel did it bigger. And that's what hits the normie space. That's why it's the normal reader space. Not like people who do it for us, for me and you as a group. Like, for people who affect me and you as comic creators, as comic people deep in the comic space, is very different from people who affects like fucking your aunt. Because like, a lot of normal people thought comics were only for guys, because comics have only marketed themselves to guys. And comics only marketed themselves to guys, so normal people didn't engage with it if they weren't guys. But now they see like the most prominent person being a woman, making women related content. I think that's really important. That's what I'm getting at. I think it makes sense to give her an additional one. I just don't think she deserved 3 back to back. Like I think that's really bad for the award because it makes the award seem meaningless. You know what I mean? It makes the award seem kind of like empty. When I was writing in my planning document for webcomic awards, can I tell you one of the things I wrote? No one can win an award more than one. No one can win the same award 2 years in a row. So like you can win it. Like you can win first year, you can win like on the third year and then on the 5th year, but you can never win first, second, like that. You can get nominated again, but you can never. Once you win, you're kind of out of the game for like a year or two. I think that's what makes it really even because it means that by the time you come back with new interesting work. I think that's good. I agree with you. Lots of women were going to comics or romance. Like there was a period of time when my audience was like 70% women because I was the only people making comics and also watching my stuff, which is why I really want to get a woman as a co-host who is like available as a co-host because I think it's super important to have that, right? Like I want somebody who is a co-host who's a woman who can like talk about comics and remind people that like my dumbass isn't the only voice you should be hearing and like there is somebody equally as important who is like a different sex than me, who is talking about this stuff. So yeah. Yeah. I know. She's at a big advantage. Her publisher pushed her. They paid the money. Blah blah blah. Like I know. I agree. This is super hard to get to outside of the usual circles. I agree, Tate. And I think that's super important. Also, Tate, you're 48. I don't believe you. I mean, I do believe you, but I get it. How is an award different from a contest as far as winning multiple times? A contest is a show of skill. An award is your industry, is your peers telling you that you did good. Like you remember, a contest is like you did skill qualified, end of story. An award is your peers saying you are so notable that we want to make sure you know that we think you're notable. That's what it is. And so an award is a lot more of an industry's expression of value. Like when someone gets an Oscar, the industry's telling you it's valuable. And also, an award is something that you get to put on your work. You remember, like it's really important to have an award for you as a marketing purposes because you get to put that on your work. You get to put that on your marketing and be like, you know, winner of this award. You might not think it counts a lot, but it counts. It's pure acknowledgement. It counts. It counts to the average reader because it means that you are so valuable that your peers thought you were worth giving an award to. As a reader, if other comic creators think this is good, maybe I as a reader should think it's good. Even if it's not, I should try. I'm just the pro hobby sector person. Just have fun making sets, make comics. I think awards should be open to everybody from pro hobbyist upwards. I think the prosumer creator all the way up to the professional creator should have access to the awards. I do not think awards should be gated away from these people. That's it. I do not think the amateurs deserve to be in the awards, not because they're bad, but because I think to get pure respect, you need to kind of cook in the space a little bit longer. You need a little bit more time for your brain to cook. But I do think prosumer enough for sure. And prosumer is like people who buy the equipment, who are like kind of engaged, who like do this regularly somewhat. You know, that kind of person. That's a prosumer creator. They may not make money, but they've invested the kind of money that you would think they made money. It's like a shorthand. There's obviously different ways to be a prosumer, but you get the idea. Give everyone awards? No. Kylie, get over the fact that you may or may not win an award. It's fine. I don't think that I want to avoid doing genre awards, but yeah. Yeah, you're right. They can be different. Like you can have like a best newcomer award. Someone who just started making their comics, and that's where the hobbyists and pro-am can go. You know, and like really early pro-am can go, and I think that's a great place. You know, I think that's a really great place for them. Like a best newcomer award is what that's for. I think that's a good place for them. I mean, you don't think awards are that great because awards are often corrupt, and I don't blame you, but I think awards are really important for any industry. Are we going to add comments to the website? No, Red. There will be no comments. There will be voting, but there will be no comments. There'll be no comment system. We just don't have the capacity for that right now. Maybe next year, but we're gonna try and put user voting so your readers can make accounts and vote for you, and that'll help you out. I feel like Patrick in that one episode of SpongeBob where he doesn't win any awards. I'm a loser at everything. I've lost completions. I am the loser. I want to win something. I agree. I think there's another thing that you need to understand, Kylie. People want to win. Like it helps their morale. Awards make people more likely to spend money. So no money. So more likely to make stuff. Not spend money, my bad. More likely to make stuff. It makes them more excited to make stuff. I'm going to tell you guys, by the way, if I do the awards, I'm going to do the unthinkable and I'm going to get money from Webtoon and or any other platforms. I will literally run into platform offices and be like, give me money. For this contest, I have avoided doing that specifically because I don't want this contest to be associated with any platform. But for the awards, they're gonna be like 7 ads minimum. 7 spoken ads minimum in that award show. Like the awards are gonna have ads. I'm gonna be doing ad reads. Like you're gonna hear me. I'll do an ad read for Colgate. You guys don't understand. If it gets us the money we need, I'll do an ad read for Colgate right then and there. I'll do an ad read. Like I'm so mad that I can't do an ad read for like Fansly or OnlyFans or whatever because they sponsored streamers a lot for shit like this just because they want to put their names on something. And I just think like creators would be mad if the Webcomic Awards was sponsored by like OnlyFans. I feel like people would be mad. Hey, Momo Gigi, are you here? Momo Gigi, are you here? I want to ask you a question. Will you be mad if for example you won an award and the award was sponsored by OnlyFans? I need you to be so honest with me right now. There's nothing bad. There's nothing bad if you say no. If you say yes, I just want to because like I can see the reason why people would be mad about that. But I just want to know your opinion on it. I mean, if there was a mature award, I would not mind. Okay, yeah, if it was like a mature content award sponsored by OnlyFans, I guess that doesn't matter. But I mean, like best action, or like just the entire show sponsored by OnlyFans. I wonder if that like puts a bad taste in people's mouth. You know, I wonder. This is like a question I have. It kind of yeah, but that means I can't put a best children's comic award. I can't. I just can't put a best children's comic award. Like that can't exist. Momo is like an Elden Ring boss. Momo is not an Elden Ring boss. They do not have enough arms. They do not have enough arms. It's unfortunate. Gambling brand sponsoring your country for the Olympics. That's hilarious. Oh god, I should do that. The Webcomic Awards brought to you by DraftKings. No, I couldn't do that. I would actually, I actually don't have gambling ads on my channel because I turned them off manually. They don't show gambling ads on this channel. We don't get crypto ads. We don't get gambling ads. I literally turn them off in my ad recommendations on this channel, which makes me substantially less money. I want you to know I did that for you. Sponsor the Webcomic Award sponsored by Arknights. Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Oh fuck! I just dropped my tablet. Jesus. Why did I turn off gambling ads? Because I just thought it would be bad. I didn't want to be selling gambling ads and finance and crypto stuff to my audience. I have like I have a strong moral obligation to the people I to in my life, to the things I make in my life. It just felt wrong, so I didn't do it. Like I just didn't want that to be something. I want people to be able to watch me and know that I will never do something that will compromise them. That's it. It's like a really important thing for me. I know it seems really stupid and like special snowflakey, but I care about that shit. Arknights is pretty epic. Shut up. I don't even have time for you, Kiki. AI ads on Twitter. Yeah, I just don't want. I don't look. The thing is, they don't advertise that to minors. They actually almost entirely advertise that to adults. I just didn't want people to deal with that ever. I want people to open my videos and like not see a single gambling ad. I think that's just something that's important to me. It's cool. You're good, bud. Yeah, I mean, it means I have integrity, but it also means I'm broke. So what's integrity when you don't make cash? That's true, Radar. That's true, Momo GG. You're right. You're right. So I can't have the Webcomic Awards sponsored by OnlyFans, even though they will give me great money. Or sponsored by FanDuel. It has to be sponsored by like Clip Studio or like XP Pen. All right, back to the drawing board, I guess. Reels don't get views, honey. Reels don't get views. I'm glad that you heard it, even though you weren't at your computer. I'm glad that you listened to me as you walk away. But yeah, reels don't get views, like don't get money. Sorry. So like, but you can turn that into money by linking a video onto your YouTube short, and then look moving the other viewers into something else. So you should do that. Also, if a video is getting a bunch of views, make another copy of that video. Always do that. Whenever you see a video of yours getting a bunch of views, make a copy of that video and put that out there. And then like use it to market anything. No, you didn't miss anything else, Momochi. That was it. I guess the question was like, what would you think about a webcomic awards? Would you like it? Would you think that's valuable? Because I have a bunch of reasons, but maybe I'm wrong. Kylie thinks that they're kind of incestuous. They're kind of like sorry, no, they think they're kind of self fallacious, and I agree to some extent. Like awards can be super self fallacious, but I don't know. I'm still on this shit. Ooh, I'm gonna hate the work, aren't I? Well, bonk, bonkity bonk. Yeah, but Cutie's a multimillionaire. That's like a whole different thing. Cutie has millions of dollars to hire people. God, if I had Cutie's money, yeah, you're right. I would do that. But I'm not Cutie. It'd be so much easier. But I'm not Cutie. Why have you guys not made me a multimillionaire yet? Why are my videos not shared on every platform in the world? You guys should be like posting links to me in like family group chats. Like I should have opened the Olympics and seen one of you there holding a banner that says youtube.com/webcomics hub. Webtoon doesn't pay us. True. True. I need to get myself more cash cow viewers than bring in the big bucks. God, what is wrong with you people? Anyway, all right. We have done a bunch of talking. We've done a bunch of working. I need to stop the streaming. You stop the streaming. Let me see this. You've made a 4 minute animatic? No, let me see. Let me open it. Let's go watch your thing, and then that'll be my last thing for the day. Let's open. Let's watch. Let's watch. What'd you call it? The 4 minute animatic. I feel like I should have seen this. Oh, there. The medic, 30K. How I draw a bell. That's a great thumbnail. That's a fucking really good thumbnail. Great job.
I just really hate your face, though I know that won't surprise you. But to me your skin is one giant wart, and your laught's one big snort, and you stink, so in short, I despise you. You disgrace.
Wait, isn't this the voice of the guy that's saying, "Can't the future just wait? Can't the deadlines come fashionably late?" Isn't this the same guy? That's the same voice. Am I crazy? Is that the same guy? Okay, cool. That ad sounds awful. Jesus. Red, what the fuck? Can you send me the ad if you saw it, if you have the screenshot? Red, can you send me the screenshot of the ad? That'd be helpful.
The human race, 'cause you're more of a mosquito. I would rather have the dentist in drill than the swine in the swill, and if you were a bill, I would veto. And if the world was perfect, you would be gone without a trace. But since the world could never be that great, I'll just hate your stupid face.
This is actually really nice. Oh, they're in love. This fit looks great in that outfit.
No. I just really like your face. You don't have to look so happy. I'm not really into love that you flaunt in some glittery font. But if that's what you want, make it snappy. I just feel so out of place. Well, except for when you're near me. When you're gone, I'm like a plant with no root, or a song that's on mute. Don't you dare call it cute, you should fear me. And if the world was perfect, you would have never invaded my space. But
I'm so obsessed with saying psych. Just like your stupid face. Miko! Oh, the abusive dad moment! Abusive dad moment! No! No! It's abusive dad moment! Magical abusive dad moment, guys. And then he takes her love of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And now she's miserable. She will never know the delicious taste of a Cinnamon Toast Crunch bowl of milk. It's Jover, gamers.
I just really
Miss your face.
Though by now I must disgust you. I had tried to be the stubbornest mule, 'cause I knew life was cruel, so I guess I was foolish to trust you. But I wait here just in case, though I know I'm being senseless. How could I have ever been so naive and wear my heart on my sleeve when I knew it would leave me defenseless?
Lol, this song hits too hard.
If the world was perfect, you would be here in
My
my
embrace. But since the world denied me one last kiss,
I'll
just
just
miss your stupid face. No, he didn't say it. He said it. He said, I love you. Guys, it's over. No, it's over. Oh my God. I'm going to KMS right now. This is too much. Great work. Am I not subscribed to your channel? Me subscribe?
I'm sleep deprived and I'm always in pain. How will I ever learn to be sane? Are you for real? Where's the Advil? Goodness gracious, I need a nap.
This, by the way, is what I mean, but you can really reduce your effort. They went for animatics because they just worked a lot better. And they went for really easy animatic choices that made it a lot easier to put some of these out, and they can make a good number of these. I'm just saying, guys. Paris is doing it right. Although I'm gonna be honest with you, Paris, you could go a little easier on yourself, but you're doing it right.
You have been promoted.
I think there's been.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder? He was the best guy.
You have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees. You missed some trash over there, honey. You have been promoted.
That's the most upsetting thing I've ever seen. That was the most upsetting thing I've ever seen. When his mouth moved, it was so disconnected from society. I loved it. It was great. Good job. People want to connect with your characters and you as a creator. That's good work. The dad is hot, but he's evil. Guys, he's an abusive dad. We're not going back to the dad's tier list. I want to be so real with you. The villain's tier list, or not the dad's tier list. The villain's tier list. He's an abusive dad. He is F tier. I refuse to hear somebody tell me the dad is still hot. What do you fucking mean? Where's the villain's tier list? Yeah, where is it? Yeah, here. This is the faces tier list. Sorry. He's here. Look, because he's evil. He can't be hot if he's abusive. We can't fix him. What do you mean? What's happening? What's happening to my chat? What do you mean we can fix him? We can't fix him. He's mad. I'm sorry. Linda, why do you come back now? We needed your wisdom like an hour ago. And you come back when we talk about hot men? Fuck you. We had like a whole question for you. You were gone. And you come back now when we talk about hot men. Oh, you bastard. I don't even remember what the question was. I think I was talking about how I went on a weird date and I had to tell somebody that the only thing I know and was interested in was books. And it got really bad. And they realized that I did nothing for fun. I just read and talked about books. You can give her that role if you want. It's fine. We have so many choice images in this community. Look at this. Monkey Man in A tier. Yeah, you did, didn't you? You did. We stand an unproblematic Black Queen in S tier. Unproblematic Black Queen in S tier forever. What did he say? Because of his drip. Yeah, his drip was terrible. You know, like, the most questions I've ever been asked about a tier list was this tier list. This tier list is, I got DMs about this tier list almost every week since I made it. Like, I've gotten DMs about it. Just like, what's the crocodile? What is happening? Why did you put this in A tier? Why don't you believe this is in A tier? Why don't you believe this is in S? There's no S tiers. What is your problem with fucking Namikomi? What's your problem with Tapas? And like I've gotten these questions over and over again, and it's actually really bad. It's been really bad, but I've answered most of them. You did. It's okay. I'm okay with comments. I don't mind. Don't worry. I'm not upset. I love when people talk about it. I love that I bring interest. I just think it's funny. No, the dessert tier list was me being right, and you guys not accepting it. That tier list was complicated. I get it. Actually, let me check. Yeah, you did. You asked about Legend. That's true. Oh, Pete Nut. Shut up. Fuck you. I hate that everyone watches the same fucking podcast I do. You guys need to stop. You guys actually need to stop. I do not like this. I do not like that you all watch my watch the same podcast that I do. Let's see. We need to go. Yeah, that's from a podcast. It's from a D&D podcast. I know you know them. Oh my god. Guys, you cannot be so unoriginal like me. You cannot be as unoriginal as I am. Like, it's not acceptable. It actually isn't okay to be as unoriginal as I am. Okay. Guys, can I give you an update? Like a minor update? Hold on, is it gone? Don't tell me it's gone. One second. Wait, is it gone? Wait a second. Wait a fucking second. Okay. I'm going to explain something to you guys, like really, really quickly. So, a few weeks ago, a few streams ago, I talked about how manga decks, I don't know if they're gone. Maybe they're still there. It's gone! Oh! Okay. I need to talk about this. Like, this is something that I just realized. Okay, so like 2 weeks ago on the stream, I'm gonna go to the YouTube channel. I was supposed to stop streaming, but I have to talk about this. 2 weeks ago on this live stream, let me show you. On this comic platform's live stream, really bad. I talked about the fact that on Namikomi, MangaDex has a page, and they have subscription tiers, which they're using to collect money, and like, it's just a really bad look for Namikomi as a platform that MangaDex is on there collecting money using their subscription tier system. And like, because MangaDex has illegal content, and Namikomi should not have that kind of association as a company that's supposed to be operating on the up and up on the good books. And so about 3 days after I did that, they took, because look, this it existed, right? About a few days after I did that, they put the page on review. They put the Namikomi monetary tiers on review. And in the last stream I showed that. And then all of a sudden it's gone. It's gone. Like, I need to make something clear. MangaDex and Namikomi have a really deep relationship. From what I understand, MangaDex is letting Namikomi collect money like that, and Namikomi was letting MangaDex collect money like that, and in return, MangaDex is marketing Namikomi, and like that was like the relationship they had. And then the little marketing thing that they used to have down here, I'm going to show you guys in the Wayback Machine, but there used to be a little Namikomi girl here linking to Namikomi. The same way, if you notice in their featured in their staff picks, this comic is on Namikomi, right? All of that was like, this is a deep relationship. And then suddenly, the little Namikomi girl is fucking gone. Right around the time when I say the thing about the subscription. She's just gone from their page, subscription page goes on hold, and now the page has been closed down. What happened? What happened? Hika, no, I shouldn't, I don't have power. That shouldn't be possible. I think I just caught them. I think I just caught them and they couldn't handle it, so they just deleted their relationship. But they didn't delete all of it because Staff Pick still has Namikomi stuff. Like, they still market Namikomi stuff on platform. That's so weird. Fuck. Oh. I spoke too much and they got sent to the Tilted Towers. Oh, to the Tilted Towers. You know, I wouldn't get sent to the Tilted Towers, but I get friend zoned so frequently. They broke up their engagement. They didn't even get married. That sucks. That feel when comics do a journalist. Shut up. But yeah, no, that was fucked up. That's so fucking weird. Like, this is shadier, right? This is shadier than if they just left it up. Because they left it up, they could have been like, our policy, blah, blah, blah. By doing this, it points... They knew they were doing something wrong and they let it happen. Like, it's no longer cute. It's like an active, aware, negative behavior. And I said that. I think I said that in the show. I said the only good thing they can do is nothing. Because if they do anything, it looks bad. I said that in the stream, and they still did something. They gave ambiguity, I guess, but I should just get my editor to take that bit, and then I can tweet it. I can just tweet it. I can tweet the entire saga of what happened. Should I make a video about that and be like, this is really fucking shady behavior from Namikomi? Should I do that? The Namikomi CEO, I assume, is who's watching. Tyler, I think is your name. Bro, just tell me you saw that. Like, you didn't need to do all of this. Just tell me you saw it. It's cool. Like, I was... Whatever. Sure. Put it on the docket, I guess. I'll make a quick video about it. I don't want to do a video. I haven't done a video in a few months. I haven't done a video in a little bit. I don't want to do a video. But yeah, like, this is so fucked up. It's so fucked up. It's such a bad look. It's actually such a miserable look. I hope they stop making... Like, I do not like the way they are. Anyway, we're going to go back to season 4. Season 4 has had really long episodes. I'm sorry that all the season 4 episodes of the podcast have been really long. Because season 3 episodes were like 1 hour long on average. Like, I'm looking at them right now. Season 3 podcast, 1 hour episodes only. Like, there's 1 2-hour episode, but most episodes are like sub 2 hours. And now I'm doing a 3-hour episode because I got distracted and I answered questions. And I had thoughts. Man. We're going to go back to the 1 hour Andes. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like them in a bush. I do not like them on... I do not like them with the good kush. I do not want green eggs and ham. Sam I am. And if you give me those fucking green eggs and ham, I will kill your man. The green eggs freestyle. I do not want them with the good kush. Thoughts are good to art by. True. Yeah, but like, you know, it'd be great if I got more views on these. Like, I wish people would just share them with other people and then leave like tons of comments. You know, it'd be great if I got tons of comments because everyone's listening. Just give me like 1 million comments. I want more comments. But no. I wish YouTube had a retweet button too. Damn. Anyway. All right, that's the last thing I want to talk about. We can all go home now. I have to like stop streaming for my sanity, to be honest, for my sanity. And also because I want to eat a little bit. Actually, I'm actually kind of hungry. I want to have a protein shake. I want to have a protein shake and water. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for coming today to the thing. There's a lot of things I want to do with the live stream. And like, tell me if you want me to do some new stuff. I'm gonna try and contact an agent to make an agent live stream, and I'm gonna try to do more interesting streams for the next couple of months before the end of the year. Look forward to that. I'm gonna eat a protein shake, and you can't fucking make me do anything else. If you want to change my mind, what if you gotta DM me directly, and then maybe I'll change my mind. DM me directly onto Discord. Be like, fucking eat or die, and then we'll see how that goes. Okay, good night, everybody. Thank you for coming out. I love you all. Like, really, I do. Bye.